Hey everybody, this is kind of bittersweet for me, I guess, in a way. This is the final time that I will present this information to you. So congratulations if you made it here. This is the final time. We completely packed out the first time I did this webinar. A bunch of people couldn't get on. I tried to get a replay out there. I just couldn't get it into enough hands as possible. So I promised, okay, I'll do an encore. And this is that encore. This is me honoring my word. It's helped a lot of business owners, as you'll see. I'll give you case studies and actual results of other marketers who've used what I've taught here and the results that they've got. So I'll sprinkle that throughout what we're doing. I'll also give you sound principles. Everything is based from the field. This isn't where I just crop up and teach you like maybes and theories. This is from the field of me sponsoring over 500 people after failing really big and taking many other network marketers to full-time incomes and way above and beyond that using this predictable member system. And it's exactly what you see on the screen. I can show you how to sponsor a brand new rep every single day in your business in about 45 minutes a day, 30 to 45 minutes per day. And this isn't me, going to kind of flip things around and say, oh, you got to go make a list, find the people you know. No, I'm presuming that that option is off the table for you. I'm presuming that you need to build new people up to a position where they say yes to you. But I want to show you how you can do that predictably, because no one else is teaching this stuff. Everyone's teaching the same needle in a haystack wishing mentality that one day maybe the next person will be the leader, maybe the next one will see you through. And that's rubbish. You can't rely on sheer luck to build a substantial business. You may make $100, $200 here and there, but it isn't going to change your life. And that's what I really feel that you're here for, is to build a kind of business that you can be proud of and can create some level of freedom for you. So that's what I'm all about. So let's kind of dive into this information. First and foremost, hey, I'm not your boss. I'm teaching you how to build your business as an entrepreneur. It's entirely up to you, the level at which you pay attention to this. If you don't stay on this webinar, I can't promise you'll get back in. We're oversubscribed as we were the last time. So if you start messing around, clicking around, and you can't get back in, that's your own fault. I'm giving you a heads up about that. I'm not here to try and convince you of anything other than your own success. So my advice to you would be pay attention. If you've got 20 other tabs open, because we're so impatient these days, right? Facebook over here, email over there, I'll just wait till it gets to this part. Well, guess what? When you're not paying full attention, you're going to overlook and maybe mishear a lot of what I'm going to give you, because everything is for your benefit. I already know this stuff. I'm teaching you here to give back to this industry. I'm going to share some things with you cannot get anywhere else, and definitely at any time else. This is it. This is the last time I'll be doing this. I'm just too busy to continue to do all the commitments that I've got. That something has to give. So this is it. If you want to get serious in your business, pay attention, remove those distractions, and you should be taking notes. Here's a quick exercise before we start. I'd love your participation. I'm not going to call you out by name, so this is completely private. Only I get to see the comments that you're typing, okay? So I would love to know, if you know this off of the top of your head, just type this in the comments or the questions tab on the right-hand side of your screen. How much would it be worth to you if you could sponsor a new team member? Well, let's say a decent package in your company, not the lowest one, not the highest one, somewhere in the middle. How much would it be worth to you financially if you could sponsor a new team member into your business opportunity every single day? What would it be worth for, say, 30 days from now? This time next month, you put 30 people in. How many people have you got? What does that look like financially for you? Let me kind of open some of these up and take a look. 2,000, 1250, 4,000. What do we got? 1,900. These are upfront commissions, I'm guessing. Yes. Y for yes. Yes. So okay. So we've got somewhere around 1,500, somewhere up to 4,000. Let's go in the middle and call that 2,500 up front. But then we got the residual aspect. And what I'm going to make a case for you here is, when you are sponsoring so many people fast, it's the law of accelerated growth. If you were to put 30 people in over a year, and you were to put the same 30 people in, don't ask me why this works. I've got a theory I'll share with you, over the next 30 days. So one a day instead of 30 over the year, you would see a much higher amount of duplication and growth in your team from those same people. Why is that, Richard? That don't make sense. 30 here, 30 there. What does the duration matter? Think how excited those 30 people will be when they see their upline put in person after person after person in to the group. Like, I'm sure you have a Facebook group or a WhatsApp group, right? Welcome this team member, welcome that team member. What they say is, they're not waiting for me. I better get on this. And all of a sudden, people who are like, about putting effort in, oh, that's my like lethargic. That's my typical team member that says, I'm going to be a #1 rep, and then like gets bored overnight and quits. I guess I'll build. All of a sudden they go, wow, this should go to the top of my to-do list because this is really, moving and shaking. I've got to get along with that. And also the competitive people, the 1 or 2 out of that 30 that'll be competitive, they go, I'm not having this. Look at Richard sponsoring all these people. He's kicking my backside. I'm not having this at all. So in fact, I get a little bit of kind of extra information here. When I know I've got a competitive team member, I sponsor a bunch of people. I'll go, what's wrong? Like, we have a bit of banter. Well, hang on a minute. I'm putting in 1 person a day, and you only put 1 person this week. Like, what's the matter? Like, you sleep in 24 hours a day? What's going on? And we have that camaraderie going. And you'd be surprised. Those kind of things aren't open to you when you're not sponsoring big numbers. It's difficult to tell other people to do what you can't do. Whereas when you're the leader, when you're the driving force, everything changes. So yes, you'll make a few grand up front. Of course you will. You have upfront commissions in your company, bonuses, but residually, you'll make a whole lot more, and you'll duplicate a whole lot more because of that fast accelerated growth. So does this sound familiar? Okay, before we kind of get into some more information. I'm guessing this is not your first attempt at attending a webinar to try and teach you how to do better in your business. If you're anything like me, you're like a webinar pro. If there was like a course that could be, the world's best webinar attendee, like I think GoToWebinar should give me a free membership. I've attended that many over the course of the years. But it just takes one bit of information, one piece of information to change everything. And I'll tell you a little bit how when that happened for me over in Dallas. When I maxed out a credit card to get there, I'll tell you that story a little bit later. You probably got information overload. Oh my goodness, is this another theory? Is this another method? We get like a crab, like snap, snap, snap left, snap, snap, snap right, never moving forward. Always feel like we're sorting through stuff. I've been there for definite. I failed in 3 different companies before I found success in my 4th. So you may be at the point where you're like, okay, go on then. I've got some time. I'll watch this guy. I'll hear what he's got to say. But really in the back of your mind, you're like, I don't really think I can build a big team. Yes, you can. You absolutely can. But what I want to say to you is the game of network marketing is rigged against you. They do play mind games. I've been in many different companies. I'm not afraid to be divisive on this point. Hear me out and see if you can make sense of this. The tactics that are being taught only work for the minority. Only work for the minority. If you've got a massive list, a massive following, a previous team, if you're the Richard Branson of your network in the sense everybody looks up to you from a business sense, of course you can make a list and go to that list and they're all ears. That's 1% of the population, literally. The other 99% of us, we've got to do something that's real. We've got to build a real business with real solid strategy. We can't just go around complimenting people on their shiny shoes and expecting them to come meet us in Starbucks. They think we're going to kidnap them, put them in the boot of our car. Who does that? Who else? Tell me who else in a professional business making any decent amount of money builds it by pestering the family and friends 20 times or randomly just picking needles out of a haystack and saying, I think you will do. Meet me in Starbucks. It doesn't work. Let's be real. But what we're told is it's your fault. You just don't want it enough. If you wanted it more, you'd make it work. This is for your kids. This is for your family. This is for your future. Hey, look at the leaders on stage. They did it that way. So you can too. Well, the people on stage are the needles in the haystack. Of course they did it that way. Just because I take you to a Richard Branson business event and say, hey, Richard Branson built his business by being a #1 author and doing this and doing that and doing the other. So that's the only method you should follow. Well, not everybody can be Richard Branson. The same in the superstars in your company. If you want to get to that level, but you don't have the same advantages perhaps that they had, what are you supposed to do? Just stay in the game until something clicks? I don't know about you, but I don't want to be responsible for my entire future based upon luck and hope, and maybe I'll just stumble upon someone with nice shiny shoes who says, yes, I'll join your business. Yes, I'll bring my entire network with me. That's hit and hope. It's an amateur's game. It's a fool's game. I'm not going to teach you it. So let's stop with that. Let's do with real business strategy. That's what this is based upon. And let's make this happen for you and your business starting right now. So this is expanding upon what I was just said. Any other business, okay, any other business wouldn't build the way we're building. Can you imagine, to highlight that example, if you were selling shoes, let's say any other business, you weren't a network marketer, you were starting a shoe shop, something simple to grasp, because loads of people say, I don't understand what you do. Shoe shop, easy to describe. You would set up the shoe shop, you'd probably inform your friends and family of what you were doing, you'd ask for the support on the open day, you'd thank them for the coming in, and that would be it. You maybe ask for some referrals, or maybe they'd buy some shoes, or they wouldn't, whatever. Would you do this? I always laugh when I tell this story. Would you ring them up all breathy and nervous? Hey, mum, because you're nervous, right? Because you've never done these kind of phone calls before. I ain't got a lot of time right now. It's like, what, are you dying? No. I need you to meet me at this place, or come round to my house, or I'm going to pick you up and I'm going to take you somewhere. Be there. Okay. And you go pick your friend up or your colleague or your business. You know, I haven't spoken to you a while, all breathy. I haven't spoken to you a while. I'm going to come pick you up. Okay. Feel like I'm going to be in the next Taken movie. What's going on? And then you arrive at your shoe shop, and inside is the shoe supplier, aka your upline. And you're like, click with the door. And they're like, what's going on? I thought you needed help. What's going on? Listen, I'm here to tell you that you're not doing good enough in your life, and you need to buy my shoes to fix that. Roger over here, Roger the upline, Roger the Dodger, he's going to tell you why you need to buy my shoes and why you need to do it right now. And if you don't do it right now, we're going to pressure you until you do. Okay, I best buy, so I can get my words out, buy some shoes to get me out of here. Yes, we got one. No, you didn't. Shoes are going in the bin. They're going to warn everybody within 100 miles not to go take your phone calls. Wow, MLM's a scam. Why is it not working? I kidnapped my 5 closest friends and family. I pressured them with this sales professional they'd never met before. I put the sympathy on them, asked them to support me. Oh, I can't believe they said no. Everyone must hate me. No, you just built it like a fool. You wouldn't work in any business. You're laughing. You're laughing because it's true. I did this. I'm not calling you out and saying, oh, you're so terrible, you're so beneath, whatever. No, I did this. I did this in 3 companies. Couldn't understand why it wasn't working. Stupid pea brain. But I had no one else to tell me anything different. I was desperate. So at the time, I saw this successful, you know the way it goes. I saw this person with the life that I wanted. I'm like, man, if that's what they're telling me, what have I got to prove against them? What can I say different? So I guess I best just follow what they say. Blind leading the blind. Reason they were pressuring me so hard to follow what the leaders were doing, because they weren't making any money either. Because they wanted me to build a team for them. Oh, this Richard guy, maybe he can bring 20 people in. I can pay my rent this month. They're pretending to be a leader, and just we're all going in the same trap. You know, no, I haven't got any results, but hey, Roger Dodger says he's living the life of his dreams, and that's what his boss did. So let's all do the same. Meanwhile, there's only one person on stage making any money. The rest of us are paying his rent. Serious stuff, right? Deep. You know it's true. We just wouldn't do this. Puppy dog eyes. You know, please join my business. Sympathy doesn't work. People got their own problems. You got your own problems. If I reeled off all my problems to you right now, you might temporarily say, oh, well, that's a shame. But then you'd go and say, what's on the TV? It's the way of the world. We look after ourselves. And I'm not saying you're not empathic and you don't care about other people, but we're built survival. Survival is the first human thing that we strive for. So that's what you're using above anything else. They won't try and support you because they don't want to, okay? So my goal for you, I've already probably given you a little realization already, is I'm going to help 2 types of people right now. Someone, if you are someone that has never really recruited and built a team before, you're in the right place. If you are someone that has perhaps built a team, but you built it in a way that wasn't predictable or sustainable and fell apart the moment that you stopped, you're in the right place. I did this. I started to build success, was doing it the wrong way, wasn't using the way I'm going to teach you right now. And what happened was I couldn't leave my phone. Ring, 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 ring. I became the support line. And the second I stopped answering calls, oh, Richard's changed. Not taking our phone calls. Don't care about us. I'd backed myself into a corner because everybody who was everybody was duplicating just ring Richard. Just call Richard. Richard will do it. I was like, hang on a minute. When did I become an employee? I came into this business to get freedom. Now I'm just a glorified support rep for the company. I'm not even making any money anymore because I'm too busy. I can't sponsor anybody. So we reach a plateau. You need to break through a plateau or get your first ever success. Definitely going to help you tonight. So my specific goal for this web class, so that's who I'm going to help, what I'm going to help you with, is I'm going to teach you the only way to securely, predictably, and quickly build a large team, which is where the money is, let's face it. You can make all the product sales you like. They ain't going to keep on buying unless there's an incentive. When you don't already have huge success already, if you want to build a large team, it's through the predictable member system. And the only way to learn and implement the predictable member system is right here, right now. Why is that? Well, I created it. I created it years ago, and I've been teaching it ever since. And we've rolled out so many results, it's unbelievable. I'll go through some of those, like I said, as case studies tonight. See, the old way, when I was trying the old way, that's meant to be me. I have a lot less hair than that, but perhaps I was that thin one day, was 327 presentations over 3 different network marketing companies. I had 0 signups. So sometimes you may be getting webinars like this and you go, oh, that guy sounds confident. He can talk the talk. He's got the spiel. Of course he has. Believe me, that has come about through experiencing what I'm teaching you on the following slides. When I started, I was useless. 327 presentations over 3 companies, because it can't be me. It's got to be the company. Nobody said yes. I was 50 grand in debt. I was working 80 hours a week in a business that was costing me to keep open, but I couldn't get out the lease, so it would cost me even more if I left. So I had to drive to work knowing I wasn't going to make a thing, see everybody else eating their dinner because I worked in a health and fitness studio. So I would drive out in the evening to go for the evening shift, and I would see every other family sat around the table enjoying their life. You know that old like Christmas type view through the window. And I'm driving out to a business that's costing me money, but I'm stuck and the debt's piling up. And I've already done what I'm supposed to have done 327 times, and nobody's got any other suggestions for me other than, you don't want it bad enough. The guy on stage is doing it. Why can't you? And then something struck me. The MLM industry was kind of like the gym health club industry that I was already in. The way in which we were taught when I went to some marketing courses, which I just wasn't happy with, and we actually did it a completely different way. But the word on the street, if you like, in the industry was the failing masses, they're going to pay for your winning minority. The business falls apart if the masses are informed of the truth. In most health clubs, they know full well 70 to 80% of the people that sign up will never go more than a handful of times, but they'll pay the membership. You know why they'll pay the membership? Guilt. If you cancel this membership, you're canceling any chance of building the healthy lifestyle that you say is important to you. Are you going to quit? Well, I guess I'll leave it till next month and see if I'm less busy. Guilt. You go to your upline, or you go to a company event, or whatever. I'm thinking of quitting. And then you have that thought in your mind from someone else that's put it there. If I quit, that makes me a loser. If I quit, that means I'll never get the life that I want. If I quit, that means if I try something different, if I stop doing my auto ship, whatever, it means the world is never going to be the same. And there's some truth to that, but the lie is the way that you're trying to build it. If you quit, you quit. Okay, that's the truth. That's a fact. But you're being held in place there because what everybody knows is if all of a sudden, in a health club, if everybody showed up at the same time with all their ideas and wanting a program, wanting to train, there'd be no room on the equipment. They'd have to lose money because they'd have to have such a small membership if everybody showed up. What could your local gym, what could it hold at any one time? 50 people, 100 people max? Do you think they've only got 100 members paying £30 a month, $20 a month, whatever? No way. They got thousands. Same in our industry. If everybody suddenly has a voice and suddenly starts saying different ways that they've worked and built and created success, the company loses control. So instead of the truth, hope and fear are used to control people. Think about it. These are facts. This is not just my opinion, observations. This is from me being in the field and speaking to thousands of network marketers over the last near decade now. The majority are failing, aren't they? Have you ever seen a network marketing company where the majority wins, where the majority is making a good sum of money? As an industry, 90% never even make $1,000, never even make $1,000. Is that life-changing money? $800 in your lifetime. Is that going to change your life? No way. It could be the next one, though. Don't quit now. You could just make that one more phone call, and it could be, I don't know, the next Jim Rohn is going to be in your team. Come on, let's be realistic. Just show more people want it more. Go make another list. Go over it again. In reality, there is no concrete predictable action plan in there. That is no way to build a business. No way at all. It's hit and hope, amateurish. You want high quality people. And then we wonder why we attract these tire kickers. Like, is it any wonder professionals and successful people dismiss our industry? Can you imagine your dentist? Knock, 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 knock on the window. You know, knock, knock, knock. Hey, I'm just wondering if you would like to have your teeth cleaned. Would you like a filling? I'm good. Are you sure? Hey, your shoes look good. Can I come to Starbucks with you and talk about your teeth? You go, that dentist is crazy. Don't go to that dentist. He's obviously not working. He obviously hasn't got any clients. He's resorted to knocking on doors or call. Hey, this is a new dentist in the area. I can tell from your phone voice that your teeth are amazing. But would you like them fixed a little bit more? I'm okay. I'm okay, thank you. I'm okay. It just doesn't happen. You know, what if you could show people, the people around you, perhaps the ones who are laughing like that lady is there. I had this over and over again, those 327 times. You're doing what? You used to own a health club. Man, it was embarrassing. I went from owning a health club to building one of these, you know, things that people thought weren't even real. We know that they are, but public doesn't because of the way I was building it. You're doing what? What? Come on, Richard, get real. Get back in the gym. You're not trained for that. You don't know what you're doing. Never done anything like that before. It's ridiculous. I don't even understand it. What if you could show those people, like I have, real success? Real success. You're not laughing now, are you? It's I did it for myself. Somewhere along that process, I lost interest in their opinions, but man, it's still funny when they see the face. When I drive past them in a brand new car, when I see them and they ask me, so how's that thing going? And I tell them all the places I've been around the world, and I swipe through my phone just to be cruel. Hey, look! Oh, look! Here we are in Singapore. Oh, here we are in America. I don't do it I'm not a showy person whatsoever, but it's really cool to have come so far based on predictability and professionalism. You can do it too. You'll attract a whole new kettle of person once you can show how much of a professional you are. And then the really strong people, they go, yes, I can get on board in building a business that way. Do you think your business owner friends, the ones who actually have the networks, the ones who would actually bring, I'm trying to think of the word now, a reputation to your team, the ones who would actually bring a large network, who would say, oh man, if they are in it, I'm in it, that boom, 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 domino effect that you're looking for, do you think they're going to join with your current methods? Do you think they want to go make a list and pester the people? Or do you think if you show them something professional, predictable, plannable, and strategic, all of a sudden they go, you know what, looking at you in a whole new light. What's that deal you got again? I know that to be true. I've done it many, many times. I dissected the successful home business owners that hadn't come from special circumstances. They came from scratch. And I found the same fundamentals over and over and over again. And I set about systemizing these predictable fundamentals into a system to give predictable results. So imagine, I went from failure, and I was failing hard. I had 3 weeks to save my property. 3 weeks. If I didn't pay that mortgage in 3 weeks, we were out. Talk about back against the wall. And I'm not talking about an investment property, you know, something you're trying to flip. I'm talking about a home. I'm talking about where my wife and daughter and I lay our head. I'm talking about being nearly 30 years old, working my absolute backside off in my own business for a decade, 12 years in fact, and wondering how the hell it came to this. No network, no existing success. Even worse, I'd had some success in the fitness industry and lost it all. So it was embarrassing driving the car back to the garage. Took me everything not to cry. I'm like, how did it come to this? It's supposed to be a big deal. Life was supposed to be mapped out. But this brand new car was amazing. I put 2,000 miles on it and drove it back into the dealership. Couldn't afford to pay for it anymore. It's just soul destroying. And you make the excuses why you're down to one car, and you make the excuses why, you know, the business isn't busy and why you're not going places and seeing people and doing stuff. And they give you that sympathy smile, and they know deep down, and you know deep down, that you haven't got the money, and they just politely move away from you. And that was it, all on my own. All the people that were around when I had money to throw around, they went. Families looking at me saying, what gives? You're in these different business things. They're obviously not working. How much more are we going to spend? Maxed out the credit cards. I had no more money to move around. So I was close to quitting, absolutely close to quitting. But luckily I didn't. And this was the first picture. I love this picture. This was the first picture. You can see I look younger now. That's like 7 or 8 years ago. And the reason, it's about 6.5, 7 years ago. and my little girl's like 7.5 now. That was the first time I knew it was working. That was January, whatever year it will be. And we were on a cruise around the Caribbean, which I'd qualified for by recruiting so many people using this system to in my network marketing company. So normally we'd start the year stressed out in the gym, losing money, trying to move stuff around. It'll be better next year. Same old, same old. This time, all smiles floating around the Caribbean. If I hadn't have took one more shot, if I hadn't have backed myself one more time, if I hadn't have just stayed the course a little bit longer, and I know you probably get that feeling too. You maybe want to quit, but you know deep down you're like, there's just something keeping me here. Maybe it's this presentation. Maybe it's this story. Maybe it's this information. It was something like this for me, which again, I told you I'd explain it later. I will do, but I knew it was going to work. And life just got better and better and better from that point on. So if you're at a point where you really don't see a way out, you really don't think you're cut out for this, just put a pin in that thought until the end of this information, because I'm going to make a really strong case for your success. I really am going to fight for you to win and win big in this industry. I was the first person to use my predictable member system. You don't think I'm one of them fly-by-night guys that just makes something up to try and sell something. I don't do that kind of stuff. I don't need the money. So this is what we've been doing. We've been traveling around the world while I've been building a business. And the reason I'm showing you these, number one, is obviously to prove I know what I'm talking about. You can't make this stuff up. Screenshots of a PayPal account is easy to forge. I didn't have the world's best green screen for the last 7 years. It takes money to go to these places, okay? But this is what I wanted to invest in, memories. Who knows, touch wood, what's going to happen tomorrow? No one can take these away from our family and the things we've done and the places we've been to. Singapore. I remember watching a video of a guy filming a video in that pool. I was like, I'm going to swim there, and we did. Disney, Florida. We've been to Disney Paris too recently. Rome 3 or 4 times, one of our favorite places. Top right-hand corner is a Tuesday. It was definitely a Tuesday. I remember making a video about it. Tuesday afternoon in Bali. We had a private beach. That's why no one else is on there. Athens, my little girl. Just imagine this if you've got kids. Anybody got kids out there? I see a few of you got kids, yeah. So quite a few of you got kids. So imagine when they come home from school, my little girl, I was like, what are you doing at school, love? History. What are you doing? Athens. Oh, cool. Do you want to go? She's like, what? I said, do you want to go? This picture in a book, it's way better up close. Let's go. So we did. We took her there. We showed it in real life. She came back and talked about it at school. Montenegro on the left-hand side. Getting the cockpit flying in Berlin. We're on our way to Berlin to see some more history. Leaning Tower of Pisa. We rode huskies and saw the Northern Lights. That's from our camera, bottom left, in Norway. That's the top roof of our hotel. Top right, Monte Carlo. Again, history. She took her doing Greece, doing Rome, all the kind of Roman times. Took her to Rome the same time. All of a sudden, loser getting laughed at, 327 no's in a row, gets on the leaderboards. Ha ha ha. Told you, who's laughing now? Chummy chum chums, all of you left me because I didn't have any money. Now, Richard, 5th best recruiter in the entire company. A few months later, 5 months later, I think it was, 3rd best recruiter in the entire company. In the top 9, top 6, I think it was actually, top 7 to be in the race for $1 million. Top 7 in an affiliate company. I wasn't, if you were building an affiliate company and not just network marketing, all of a sudden, boom, 7th place from nowhere. Getting invited to cool stuff, building a big team. Company magazine. Someone sends me a screenshot. Hey, have you seen this? Seen what? You're in the magazine. One of the top sponsors in the company. 5 figures a month. That's my back office. My network marketing back office. I rung them up. I said, there's a mistake. I was working so hard. I kept that desperation mentality. I didn't even look up. I was sponsoring. Got to get out this mess. Didn't even look up. I rang them up one day. I said, company XYZ has sent you funds. I was like, how much? Oh, no, there's been a mistake. Am I going to get fined for this? What's going to happen? I rang them up. Yeah, there's $10,000 in my account. Yes. Congratulations. You've had a good month. I was like, what? Just double check that. Imagine it. Imagine now you get an email. You finish this webinar, you get an email, whatever the name of your company is. Network marketing company XYZ has charged your account with, filled your account with $10,000, $10,241.82. Well, that solves a lot of problems. Definitely did for me. And this has led me on a path of being more confident. I used to be fat when I was a kid. I didn't like people looking at me. I would do anything to be out of the attention. Now I'll do anything to be in it because it might just help one person be inspired to say, hey, that chubby kid from the UK can do it, so can I. So I put myself out there. I became a better version of myself. And you will too. When you gain these results and the confidence to say, told you so, all of a sudden you take on a whole new level of confidence. You may want to get on stage. You'll earn the right to do that with your results. Your company, you want to be recognized, you want to get recognition, you want to do all the bells and whistles. That's open to you when you sponsor one person a day. Everybody wants to be your friend. Just remember the ones that are here right now. It's a piece of advice I'd give you. But even if you don't want to get on stage, you can do all sorts of doors can open for you when you have that kind of money and that kind of time from that kind of business. Isn't that amazing? Just isn't that amazing to think about that journey of going from 3 weeks away from losing everything to living that what I've just shown you? That's just a snapshot too. Relief. Oh, thank goodness. Success. And finally, more than anything, finally knowing I was worth it. I could do it. Like I just was losing faith really fast that they had the ability to do this, and that put it all back. So I was just like you, struggling. I don't know if you've got worse problems than me, if that looks like a walk in the park to you, I don't know, but I'm saying relative in life, that was my worst time. We'd had deaths in the family, I had health issues, all sorts of things piling up. And I've been down, definitely been doubtful, definitely been frustrated in a mountain of debt and needing fast results. So I was trying hard for all the right reasons. I really, really wanted to help people, and I really, really wanted to help myself in the process. But I was failing really big for all the wrong reasons, because people weren't giving me the right information. They were just keeping me, stringing me along to pay the auto ship because they didn't know any better. I'd simply wanted to know what I really needed to do to build a large team and receive all the benefits that go with that. So if you just want to know what it is that it takes to win, then this is exactly why I'm giving you all this information, is so that you can have that in your hands. See, many home business owners around me were still struggling, and they were hungry for results, and they were hungrier more often than not for specific and actionable answers. Like they could sponsor someone here and there maybe, but how could they recreate it tomorrow? They couldn't. It was luck. They wanted something predictable. So more and more of those people, my friends who I'd made, we were fellow strugglers, they kept asking me, Richard, listen, come on, tell me the truth. You were like me. We've had many conversations on here on Facebook. Now I see you third place on the leaderboard. Come on, what gives? So I was like, okay, I'll teach you. Of course I'll teach you. Come on, let's jump on Skype and I'll teach you. And this is what happened when I started putting my training and coaching out there for people. Sherry, 20 personals, 400 team growth inside of 30 days. Health and wellness guy, I need more leads. Well, leads is part of this. 41 leads per day was his best day, 20 as a minimum. Rank advanced twice already. Lisa, I coached Lisa a couple of times. After 2 coaching sessions, I see this post on Facebook. $1,425 in a day. She rank advanced twice in the process. Matt, when our buddies out, we had Matt and I have had many conversations. Started sharing some stuff with Matt. It wasn't anything official at first. It was more snippets and pieces of information taken from everything that I'm teaching you tonight, just helping hands along the way. 5 days working together, Matt made 8 sales and he was 15 qualified leads to follow up with. Imagine that. Imagine right now if you're on your last nerve of being close to quitting, of being really, really close to quitting. I'm like, I just don't know if I can do this. And just somehow you found your way to this webinar. And I'm really truly I am really grateful that you found your way if that's you. But I just don't want you to play a life smaller than you're capable of, because people aren't giving you what works. So Matt was in that position. I said, Matt, you can do this, buddy, you can. And look what happened. 5 days later, from quitting, 8 sales, 15 more people to follow up with. We actually went to Rome together on a company retreat. He did really, really well to do that. And I was very, very proud of him, still am. So would you like to be the next person to apply this information and become a success story? I hope you would. I don't care whether you tell me about it. I would hope that you would. I just want you to be able to live the life that we both know deep down, if you're honest. You may be frightened to admit it, but you're capable of a damn sight more. There's 3 secrets to making that happen. I'll give it to you straight. Let me teach you them right now. Okay, I hope this sounds good. 3 secrets, and we're going to go step by step into each one of these in more detail over the next following slides. 2-step MLM. You need to stop doing a whole bunch of stuff that doesn't make you any money and focus on the 2 daily steps that do. I'll give you those in a second. You need to know why is it working? How is it working? And there's 3 key metrics you need to understand to be able to do that. These are easily available numbers, and you can build your team with complete confidence. I keep saying predictability. How can you predict this, Richard? With these 3 key metrics that you can have in your business too, and I'll tell you what they are. Quality prospects. When we have this machine of the 3 key metrics and the 2-step MLM, well, we need to pour fuel in that machine for it to work. How to have an ever-flowing supply of high-quality action taping? I don't know, maybe they want to tape, I don't know, taking people, queuing up to talk about you and join your team each and every day. Quality prospects, lead generation, that kicks the whole thing off, so we'll cover that as well. See, to get anywhere in the world, and this is any excuse to put travel pictures in, right? I love this city. Florence is one. If you've never been, go. It's beautiful. Apps. That's not like a Google image. That's my camera. I just have got a phone camera. Sony XZ, by the way. If you like good camera phones, Sony's probably got one of the best ones. That's off the top of the bell tower. Beautiful city, beautiful food, beautiful people. They don't have many franchises and commercial stuff out there. It's a real step back in time. One of my favorite Italian restaurant is in Florence. We've been like 3 times now just so I could eat the food. You need a destination. If I said get to Florence, well, where is it? You need a destination. So that's the Santa Maria Cathedral you can see dominating the photo there. Well, okay, now I know where I'm going. I need a mechanism to get there, right? I'm going to walk. Need an aeroplane and a car, probably. Get car to the airport, fly to the Florence, car to the cathedral. You need fuel. You need money. My friend Richard said I should go to Florence. You can do it for free. No. You're going to need some money. So you need a destination, you need the mechanism you're going to use to get there, and then you need a fuel to fuel that mechanism. That's why I'm teaching you these 3 things. I just put that picture in there because we pack these webinars out. Most of the people are positive. Every now and again, you'll get someone in there, the same kind of person that tells you what you do is a scam. I get people on here all the time, nah, that's not his camera. He's never really been there. No, this is all a dream. He's just trying to trick you. Yeah, whatever. Keep on losing. I took another picture there just to prove that. So this is why I'm teaching those 3 things. The destination, the mechanism, the fuel. These are those 3 things that I'm teaching you right now. So secret number 1. Secret number 1, how you can stop wasting time on 50 useless distractions, and they are useless, and make just 2 daily steps build your winning team. Let me take a quick sip. I do that away from the microphone because no one likes hearing somebody swallow, right? That's better. Quick sip of water. I get on webinars and sometimes people go, let me have a drink, and then they slurp it in the microphone. I'm like, come on, don't do that. So I always like turn away about 20 yards. So let's dive in with secret number 1. Let me tell you about my old gym buddy, John. And these are true stories, by the way. I don't just make up stuff to highlight points. Buddy John, I used to train with a guy called, I still see the guy. I saw him yesterday, actually. Bruce. Bruce and John used to train together. Bruce was a fit guy. John, not so much. Not so much. And you know what John knew? Everything about fitness. You don't want to do that bench press like that. You don't want to combine the exercise with that. You don't want to lift them weights like that. You want to keep your back in. You want to keep your backside out. You want to keep your head up. You want to keep your teeth in. Whatever. Everything about everything. And I used to look at him and think, John, I was too young. I wasn't confident enough back then. I used to think, John, shut up. You obviously don't know that much because look at you. You're the least in shape guy in the gym. Like, why is that? Because most people think knowledge is power. People tell you this. Oh, knowledge is power. Knowledge is absolutely flaming useless unless you apply it. It's useless. I know everything about everything. Okay, cool. How much money are you making? How many people are you inspired? How healthy are you, John? You read these magazines day in, day out. It makes you feel like you're taking action, but you're not. So the information I'm giving you, I want you to apply it. And it's the same with those 50 useless actions. Just because they're out there and you know about them, don't mean you have to do them. Same as John. In the same period of time that John faffed around, I lost 10 inches from my waist and gained 7 pounds of lean muscle at the same time. Why? How did I do that? Did I read every single magazine that John was? Did I read every single book? Did I watch every single YouTube video of the latest superstar? And by the way, when they tell you they're doing this, that, and the other to get in shape, they're not. As you can see there, I used to be in really, really, really good shape. I used to fight as well as at a national level. I was a British ground fighting champion. You know, if you think one of these newfangled, cyber resistance machines is what they're doing, they ain't at all. Okay, so I have found the people who had the kind of physique that I wanted, and I copied them. Pure and simple. I went to a bunch of guys that I saw training in the gym at the same time I trained, and I noticed that all of them, give or take, individual discrepancies, all of them were in really good shape. And I used to look at them, I used to look at them and go, man, all you guys are in really good shape. You all follow the same program. You all, I guess, are on a similar kind of diet. So what is that exercise program and what is that diet? And I was about 17, 18 years old at the time, probably about 17 actually. So of course I was the fat kid who was getting a bit thin. They were like, yeah, we'll take some time, we'll show you. And that was my blueprint. I didn't need to learn encyclopedia full of information. I just needed to know what worked for people like me for the results I wanted and do that. So many times people are asking me, yeah, but why, but why, but why? I'm like, just figure the why out later and just do it. It obviously works. My goodness, it drives me insane. I'm going to do 75 Facebook Lives. Cool. How many leads have you generated today? Well, I got 4 likes. Oh, that's good. Go to your mortgage company and say, I got 4 likes. Can I cash them in? Not going to work. Doesn't just come on. There are only 2 things that you need. A system that books appointments with quality people in your diary. And number 2, allows you to deliver those appointments in a way that converts that interest to immediate action, aka you sign them up. I challenge you to tell me something else matters more than those 2 in network marketing in terms of making money. Quality appointments in your diary, closing those quality appointments. Nothing else matters. Nothing else. So why are you focusing? If you're not doing these 2 well, which you're not, which is why you're here, why are you doing everything else? Do I like Facebook Lives? Yes. Do I like blogging? Yes. Do I like a whole bunch of other stuff? Yes, 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 yes. I use it all. But it came after I'd addressed these 2. It came when I had spare time. It didn't dominate my time. Some of you spend 3 hours trying to make a blog post look pretty. You haven't generated a single lead or sale for 6 months. What are you doing? What are you doing? This is what my mentor said to me when I started learning this stuff. I'm thinking of starting a blog. He said, cool. How many people have you signed up today? None. How many appointments have you had? None. So how do you expect them to join you, Richard, if you're not presenting to them on appointments? Telepathy? They ring you up and go, I think I hear you're looking for new reps. No, come on. Let's get real. This is how businesses are built. If you can't find and recruit new team members and you do not have a business, you have an expensive hobby. Am I right? Of course I'm right. We've all lived this. You might still be there. Not making the income you want right now. Let me ask you this. How many appointments with qualified people did you do in the last 7 days? Not the next 7 days, because you got an amazing master plan, Mark 25, the last 7 days, accountability time. How many appointments did you have in the last 7 days with decent people? Not trickery, not rocking up at their place and confusing them, or random strangers you have no idea if they have any business inclination whatsoever. How many qualified people in the last 7 days? If you didn't do many appointments, then answer me this. What did you do in the last 7 days to generate those appointments? What did you do? My guess is not enough. Because if you did, you'd have had the appointments. I know I'm being harsh with you perhaps here, but my underlying and my main objective here, like I told you at the beginning, I was honest with you, is for your success. I'm not looking for friends, although I hope we are friends. I'm not looking for pats on the back, although I do hope that you shout about this as a good session. What I want more than anything is your success and your results, and perhaps you need to hear this just like I did. I'm so grateful that someone gave me a massive, great big slap up the backside. You know why? I blooming well needed it. I needed it to shake me out of that mentality of just head down and keep on doing what hasn't worked for the last 6 months, but just because I want it to will suddenly start to work. The world doesn't work that way. It isn't always fair. We need to look at the habits and do they dictate the results that you desire? You need to be setting these qualified appointments. Absolutely. It's vital that you do, okay? Typically, what you have been doing, and what I used to do, was a whole bunch of stuff that has never worked, offers no predictability. Generally, you hate doing it. Who wants to call people and be shouted at? Nobody. So you procrastinate, you chop and change, and you get annoyed. I think I'll try Instagram today. That didn't work. I think I'll try Twitter. That didn't work. I think I'll cold call. I'm going to start a networking event. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Why do we chop and change? Because nothing's blinking working. If you did take appointments, let's say you're one of the few, and this will be you, will be the minority if you had more than even a handful of appointments this last 7 days, were you confident at signing them up predictably, smoothly, and with certainty? This is element number 2. Okay, let's say you're someone who can book appointments. But if I threw 100 appointments at you, how many would you close? You should know the number. Definitely 87, Richard. How do you know that? Because you need to have a smooth process in place. You need to know the questions you ask. You need to know the process you put them through to make you confident of bringing them into your team. Most of the time, it's a waste of your time, and you end up chasing them, stressed out, back to the drawing board again. See, in home business, it's very easy to get distracted. I told you I'd tell you the truth. By all these new shiny objects, repeat the same actions with a new hope. This is it. It's Monday. New game plan. Quickly faded, quickly replaced by a familiar failure. Very quickly, we become overwhelmed, misguided. I've been there. Burnt out. How on earth am I going to solve this? I thought this was going to be the situation I was going to get out of. It's going to be temporary. How did I get here? Swimming in a sea of frustration and just absolute procrastination, because it all grinds to a halt. Why would you do something that you know deep down isn't going to work? So it's better to sit there and stare at the screen, to Gmail, to Facebook, to Gmail, to Facebook, to Gmail, in the hope that some miracle has happened, because you ain't got a clue how to manufacture that result. I've been there. The raw reality is that generating qualified appointments and conducting qualified appointments are the only two things that matter to you if you want to be successful in your business. Do you see how that is the shortcut? 7 hacks to do this, 3 secrets to do that, 4 springboards to get there. The shortcut is doing the right work consistently, which is those 2 things. And the fact of the matter is, if you're not confident in this, you'll avoid it anyway, because who wants to set themselves up for failure? Remember, I've been there. I've taught people this. I know the results that come about when you apply what I'm teaching you right now. Just run with it. Run with it hard and with everything that you've got. You're probably thinking, Richard, I've tried loads of ways to book appointments before. In reality, you've been shown a ton of amateur methods that rely on a lot of time, a lot of skill, a lot of luck, and are sold to you simply to make a profit by someone with an audience to get results anywhere they choose. If I know people who've got built a huge email list. I know someone that, I don't like to say got lucky, but they sponsored somebody who happened to be an amazing superstar. Now, they had to be worth sponsoring that person. So I don't think it was luck, but their business wasn't really going anywhere. And they sponsored someone who's made a ton of money, and they brought thousands of people into their team, and they made a whole bunch of money. 1 month, nothing. Next month, a whole bunch of money. Then they got all these followers. Well, what has he done? Loads of followers, loads of fans, loads of people on their email list. Guess what happened then? Everywhere they went, they had that loyal following. I'm going to start an Instagram account, send an email to 50,000 people. All of a sudden, you got 10,000 likes on Instagram. What can you do? My new 10,000, 0 to 10,000 Instagram strategy. Does it work for everybody, or does it work for you because you already had special circumstances? I'm going on Facebook. I'm starting a Facebook page, 10,000 likes. My 0 to 10,000 Facebook like strategy. They go into a new company. They take 1,000 people with them. How to get 1,000 reps in your first 7 days? Come on, these things don't work for normal people. You know, can getting people to join right there and then the appointment really be possible for me? I close 90% of everyone that sits in front of me via Skype, via face-to-face. You put someone in front of me about my business, there is a 9 out of 10 times they are buying there and then. Why? Because I'm a professional. Nothing special about me. Failure, repetition, failure, repetition, failure, repetition, success. That's it. I've been in the trenches. 327 times I realized what didn't work. I found what did. I've refined and refined and refined and refined. And you can have, you follow a foolproof script, if I can say it, then it works, because a system works in the hands of someone that's working it. So you can stop wasting time on those 50 useless distractions and make those, you should have wrote those down, underlined them. Qualified appointments in my diary, delivering appointments that convert. Those are the 2 daily steps to build your winning team. Here's an exercise to help you stay on course with that. Anytime, this is something practical you can do on a day-to-day basis until you get used to it and it becomes automatic. Anytime you are spending time to build your business, ask yourself, will this help me book a qualified appointment or convert an appointment into a team member? If the answer is not yes, you have no business doing it. Stop. Do something else. Do what you're supposed to be doing, which is probably what you planned, but you're moving away from because it's hard. Get it done. Anytime you are speaking to a prospect, ask yourself, am I finding out, should be out, what they want and need, or am I telling them what I think they want and need? That's the biggest mistake I see being made when people try to close, when you try to make a sale. You tell them what you think they need, what you think is fantastic, what, you know, blah, 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 blah. And you don't never actually stop and listen to what they're telling you, the hidden messages. You didn't read them, didn't hear them, because you were too busy on your own agenda. So ask yourself that question. Am I telling them what I think they need, or am I listening to what they need? Powerful questions, those two are powerful questions to keep you on track and help your conversions. Isn't that much simpler, smoother, and far more productive? Absolutely. Let's go secret number 2. So those 3 key metrics. We're in the game now. We're in the game. We're focused. Setting appointments, delivering appointments. You're going to be an appointment setting and delivering machine. That's your objective. So how do we know how well this is working? How can we build with predictability and confidence, Richard? It's these 3 numbers. Let me tell you another quick story to highlight this point. I like to put stories, and you know why I do this? Because, you know, you'll remember this story. And if you're ever in a similar situation, you'll remember this picture, you'll remember this story, and it'll all come back to you. And very quickly, you'll be able to move forward in your business, which is why I like to share these. So my wife's on the right, Rachel. That's obviously me in the middle. On the left, that was a lady called Miss South Yorkshire. We asked her to come and open up our fitness studio. That was actually a relaunch. So I was on my actual last legs at that point, even though we're all smiles. I told you I'd been there struggling on the inside, like failing on the inside, struggling on, no, whatever, you know what I mean? I kind of think what I'm saying. I was struggling on the inside, all smiles on the outside, which probably is where you've been or are right now. So let me tell you about how I lost a fortune so you don't have to. See, I was making about 15 grand a month at 21 years old in the fitness industry. And I ended up 50 grand in debt around about a year or 2 later. How did it go so wrong so quick? See, people don't realize making money is useless unless you know how to do it predictably. There were some things that happened that were outside of my control. I got stitched up big time by someone who bought over my lease. The company gave us 2 options. We found this derelict gym. I was about 19 years old at the time. My wife and I found this derelict building that used to, you know, it was on an airport where we live, near an airport where we live. And I said I want to turn that into a gym. So we reached out, and the company said, hey, you know what? That building's doing nothing. It's covered in graffiti. It's all smashed up. Yeah, you can have that. 2 options. Number 1, we'll do it up, and you pay this amount of lease. Oh, I can't afford that. Number 2, you do it up, and we'll charge you a really small amount of lease. We'll give you a 5-year lease. I'll take that. So I signed that lease, and I did that building up with my grandfather, with some tradesmen, with a loan, put everything into that business to do it up, to make it work for that low lease. Next thing happens a year later, the airport site gets planning permission to become a residential airport. It was disused. It used to be a military base, disused, suddenly becomes planning permission to actually become an airport again. So the land price has skyrocketed. Businesses wanted to move in and be next to this flow of traffic. So what did the company think? Richard's not paying and Rachel aren't paying much rent on there. We have got this lease, but we could sell that for a whole lot more. So they forced me out. They went into my lease and they picked and picked and picked, and they found things that could be taken different ways. My own fault. I was naive. Where I come from, when you shake a guy's hand, it's as good as any contract. It's better than any contract. You look a guy in the eye, you shake his hand, you give him your word. That's it. Doesn't matter whether something's been signed. You said it, so you do it. That's the way I was brought up. I thought everybody was the same. So the guy comes out because I'm concerned about this pressure, and he shakes my hand and he says, hey, I've just taken the lease over. Your lease is safe. You've got a signed agreement. There's no problems here. You're safe. Oh, thank goodness. Next day, starts to push us out. Wouldn't take my calls. So I caved. In the end, I caved because the options were, you can go to court, Richard, but we'll bring a team with us. And if you lose, you pay the fees of that team. I was already in debt because they pressured me. They took extra charges out. They knew what they'd done. They got me over a barrel, and there's nothing I could do about it. But the main reason that I couldn't hold on to that business was I didn't learn how to predictably keep that income coming in. It was sheer hard work and 80 hours a week and grinding that got me those results, and that just isn't sustainable. You can't keep that up at any age. As a fit 21-year-old, you can't keep 80 hours a week up and not go insane. I didn't realize, I didn't learn marketing. It's why I'm so passionate now. I built a whole agency generating leads and sales processes for small business owners. I did that because I knew that's what I lacked. If I'd have known how to generate leads, if I'd have known how a process to put them through to profit from those people, have appointments being set over and over and over again and closing them, I could have survived, but I didn't know that stuff, which is why I've made it my passion. The players with the teams, the true time and financial freedom, weekly recruiting numbers that would smash 95% of others. Like myself, I was the third best recruiter in the company. We have a predictable system for generating new team members, and they know these three numbers down to the dollar. Number one, write these down. The cost to generate qualified appointments. How much do you need to spend on your marketing to get someone booked in the diary? Number two, the cost to acquire a new team member. How many of those appointments do you have to take to get someone to say yes and sign up? And number three, how much money do you make when that person says yes? What's the commission? I bet you know number three, but you have no idea about number one and number two. Well, it's kind of, I suppose, no, that's not good enough. We run businesses, I'm kind of supposed. No. This is how the predictable member system began. With these numbers. Numbers overlook. I knew I didn't have the skills, didn't have the background or the success, but I had the work ethic and I had the common sense. Step one, you choose the available times in your diary that you want to take appointments in. You can set this digitally where the system knows the time slots that are available. You want to take 3 days away, 4 days away, 5 weeks away, just put it in the diary. No appointments will be booked. The exact times you set them. Step two, you choose your marketing budget and you turn on your predictable member system. Appointments start being set in the diary. Cool. Step number three, now the appointments are there. It's done automatically. You have a software that runs that says, hey, this is the time, this is the date, this is the person. They fill out some questions, so you know some information about them. It confirms the appointment on your behalf for them. So you show up and do the fun stuff. They've already seen relevant information. They've already been put through a process that qualifies them. They already kind of know what it's about. So this isn't where we do the old switch pitch and we like get this confused person on the phone. They think it's a job, or we see these adverts. Hey, do you want a job? It's not a job, it's a business. Let's be fair. They turn up, they know what it is. They know it's a home business. They've got information about your product, about your business. They still booked an appointment, so they're serious. You just conduct that appointment with a proven script and you close those sales into signups or customer sales. 3 key metrics is what it's all based upon. Let's say, for example, you can do it for free. I recommend you put some money into marketing. It accelerates your results very quickly, but you can do it for free. You can point people towards the system for free. It's just a little bit slower. So you figure out the cost to generate qualified appointments. Let's say it costs you $3 per person that books in the appointment. That's how much it costs you. That's how much your marketing you have to spend to get an appointment. Let's say it takes you 5 appointments. We're not even going to go 80, 90%. We're going to go 20%. Let's say you can only close at 20%. 1 out of 5, okay? It takes you 5 appointments to get a sale. So if it's taking you $3 per appointment and it's taking you 5 appointments to make a sale, it's costing you $15. 5 appointments times $3, $15 to make a sale. Now let's say if you're an MLM, your upfront commission might be about $25 or $30. If you're an affiliate marketer, it could be $50. If you're in coaching, if you're going to use this to set appointments for anything, for like coaching or consultancy, you're probably looking at $497 or above, something like that. I put $497. It's a case of habit. Could be 500, a round number, whatever. But you get the gist. Each and every single one of them is more than 25. If you had complete confidence and control of your business costs and profits, would you invest your time and money differently? I know you would, because I've been there. Can you see how, if you knew these 3 numbers, if I asked you right now and this was 7 to 30 days in the future, and you'd been through this and you took it to heart and you'd applied it and you knew them, you took notes and you were serious about it, and I said, how much did it cost you to get an appointment? And you went, $3, Richard. I said, cool. How many appointments do you need to take to close someone? I need 5. For the last 30 days, I've closed 1 out of 5. Okay, great. So it costs you $15 to close a person. How much do you make from your MLM? They pay me $25 up front. So regardless of referrals, regardless of anything else, we know at the front end of your business, the system you're using that you put in place based on this teaching, you're making $10 profit every single time. Yes. Do you now see how people scale so quick? How have they grown their business so fast? They know these 3 numbers, so they have the confidence to put the money in. Know your 3 numbers and use them to replace theory and luck with predictability and certainty. I hope it's the next one. Who cares? You're making profit every single time. You can bang them out, bang them out, bang them out. Plug them into the system that your company has. Boom, off they go. Teach them this. Teach them this same stuff. Now you've got 2 of you are recruiting. They sponsor somebody. Now 3 of you, now 4 of you, now 5 of you. Now you got leverage. Now you can pick and choose. Do I want to open up my diary, or do I want to let these 5 or 6 guys that I brought in do it? Your choice. From 0 to 41 leads, 41 leads a day. This was a health and wellness seminar. He was a doctor. Richard, I'm professional, but I can't get people to take a look at what I've got. No problem. I will generate you qualified leads every single day of the week with a predictable number system. Here's how to do it. 20 to 41 leads every single day. Later, rank advanced twice already last time we spoke. You're probably thinking, oh, that's too simple. Just by knowing those numbers, like, this isn't theory. How do you think I made that money? It didn't find it. You go look back over. If you've followed me for any length of time, you'll know me. You'll have seen me come from scratch. You'll have seen all this. And if you don't, you'll know someone that has. This isn't when I pop up with a fancy screenshot and really there's a secret. No, this is what I did. You've just been never shown it. Neither was I. You don't know what you don't know. Like, I didn't think anything was like this was possible, but that's because I didn't know it was possible. Do you get that? It's difficult. It takes that bravery to overcome that uncertainty and then be on the other side of the fence and go, oh, now I get it. You have to have that leap of faith to apply this to reach this level. So secret number 3, I promised you 3, and I got some bonus stuff as well that I want to share with you. That story as well, that story when I went to Dallas, I'm going to come to that as well. It's an important one. How to have an ever-flowing supply of high-quality action-taking people queuing up to talk to you about joining your business each and every day. Posh way of saying lead generation. What does every home business owner struggle with? Leads. Quality people to show your business to. I am the chief closer. Chief closer. Okay, cool. How many people did you show today? None. So 100% of 0 is, and this is where the second way people go wrong. They practice on these skills. I teach them, I show them, I get them to be phenomenal closers. I consult with them. We role play. They are, I was going to use a swear word there, but they are, a word beginning with S, hot. They are just hot with it. I know they can close. And then they get lazy with the lead generation. Well, you're not going to close anybody. It isn't where's the way? I'll explain this. The way most people generate leads is friends and family. If you've been trying to do that, if you've been banging them over their head with every incentive that comes out of your company, if you've been going back to them and going, okay, now you need to join, because guess what? There's a flamalanga ding dong berry in that juice. Before it was just the ORAC rating of 4 million. Now it's 4,000,004. Guess what? God's given us the right to the juice. No one else has got the rights to the juice but us. We've got the patent on it. It's our juice. And if you drink this, your hair will grow back, your feet will get smaller, and your teeth will straighten. You know, whatever else people promise on the company stuff, right? It's all rubbish. And then you may have a good product. I'm not knocking it. I've been in health and wellness for a long time. I was in health and wellness in many different companies. But the approach that we often have to try and get the interest is to exaggerate what we've got. Let's be honest. It's a human way of doing things. It's natural. We tell stories, we exaggerate a little bit. Chinese whispers. So when they hear your name, boom, it's like a start gun. And they're off. It's like if I stood outside a party and you went in, I'd see all these people running out. Oh my God, he's going to try and get me to drink that vomit juice. Like, I've been there. I've been the vomit juice guy. I know what it feels like. So what do we resort to? I know, networking events. Done the right way, they can work, but 95% of people do them the wrong way, which is 2 people dust down the cheap suit because they're not making much money. It's a little bit too tight. They cram themselves into it. They go pay for a breakfast they can't afford, get up at a time they're too tired to really do, and they both try and convince each other that their business is actually really good and better than the other person's, and you should join me and I should join you. Let's be honest. That's a networking event in real life. We all, a magnificent business card. Businesses failing. I don't go to networking events. Why don't I go to networking events? Because I make enough money. Would you volunteer to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning and go and sit around a bunch of people, the same people every single week, the same old stuffy referrals? Well, and then there's new blood. Oh, new blood. The shark circle. Here's a new one. Maybe I can get a whole bunch of referrals from them. And boom, the hooks go in. This is the truth. This is the truth of it. You've been to networking events. You know what it's like. Everybody gets up there. Well, this is so-and-so, does his elevator pitch, sit down, who wants a meeting with me? Well, you should join my business because it's fantastic. Well, you should actually join my business because it's fantastic. And you both try and squash a square peg into a round hole and force your business into the conversation because everybody's desperate. Everybody wants to make money. I'm not saying, this is in a negative way. I'm just saying this in a truthful way. I've been there. I've been there. I drove that fancy car to those networking events. I couldn't afford the payments to it. It's not real business. So what do we end up doing? Social media, the wrong way again. Every time the phone, bing, bing, this could be the one. I remember being on the phone, and the main reason I do this business, outside of helping other people to never have to experience the fail that I've experienced, was for my family. My dad was never around. I didn't see him for 17 years. From being 12 years old, again, this is the truth, when people would ask us, you know, you at school, what do you want to be? Fireman, policeman. I used to say a good father. That's the truth. I said, I want to be the best dad, because I missed out on a lot and I knew it. I was very mature for my age. I grew up fast, saw some things, experienced some things in my childhood. I grew up fast. Maybe you can relate to that. And one of those elements was, when I have a child, I will be a fantastic father. They will be loved. They will be secure. They'll be in a safe environment. And we will create many men. Why do you think I travel so much? I don't care whether people see it and flash you. I do it for me and my family and to inspire people like yourself. So those memories are important to me. Time is important. You don't get it back. And here I am. I remember being on the phone. I'm on Skype and it's tea time. In the UK, we call dinner tea. I know we drink tea, but we also eat tea. It's confusing. I know, we're British, right? So dinner, the last meal of the day, we call it tea. So I can hear my wife and my daughter, tea time, daddy, tea time. I'm like, oh, I'm on the phone with this guy. And my wife comes upstairs. She's like, we're eating together. And I'm like, yeah, but this could be the one. This could be the one. So I'm messaging, I'm emailing, I'm on the phone, and I'm Skyping. Why? Because this could be the one. And I'm feeling this self-inflicted pressure and the pressure from misinformation of, you need to do this because the people on the stage is what they did. And if you don't take this call, you're a quitter. So I had this pressure hanging over me. Well, I got to do it. But meanwhile, life's passing me by. And that's why I showed you those travel pictures, because you can build a business 5 figures a month and more while still having freedom. You set those appointment times. Tea time for me is out. You can't book an appointment for me between the hours of 2 p.m. and 8 p.m. You cannot book my time. Why? I'm with my family. Could I book more slots? Yeah, I could book more slots, but I don't need to, because of this, because of focusing on these things, because of implementing this. So this is why I wasted time, money, and MLM for too long. You know, I failed in 3 MLMs, delivering over 300 presentations, all no's, and then I hit a brick wall and didn't invest where I should have. People who, you know, because people don't realize it's how you show people and who you are to them more than what you show them that counts. Let me explain that last paragraph again. It's how you show people and who you are to them more than what you show them that counts. Now, I can show you slide by slide by slide exactly what to say on your any presentation to get the best possible result, to have people want to say yes to you just by the words that you're using in the order that you use them. I can do that for you. I do it on a daily basis with people. But what I can't overcome is how you position. Well, I do it in marketing, but I mean, if you're taking care of this element yourself, you need to be able to show them in a way that is professional. So even if you probably found yourself doing this, right? Anybody done this? I can't understand why people don't see what I see. Ever found that? Ever found yourself saying that to yourself? This is an amazing product. This is an amazing business. Why are they saying no? It's because of how you showed them. Locking them in a room with your upline and who you are to them. They may respect you as a mother, as a father, as a brother, as a sister, as a friend, as a colleague, but they do not respect you as a network marketer. They do not, unless you position it the right way. What you show them is important, but it pales into insignificance as to how and who you are to them. Is that making sense? Does that make sense? A lot of people ask me why I've shown 327 people, and what came to light, you know, my upline, my next upline, my fourth upline actually understood business and marketing. He wasn't just a network marketer. He had 7-figure success in another business, and he had marketing experience. He built a marketing business. So I got to learn, you know, solid marketing and business advice and applied it to my network marketing business, as opposed to trying to build a network marketing business in this amateurish, flaky way that wouldn't work in anything. Does that make sense? You need to change your approach. You need to do something different. Instead of being so insular and just saying, okay, well, the way it works is a list and this and that and other, and messaging 1,000 people on social media, that doesn't work in any business. It doesn't work in network marketing. The same rules apply to what we do. The same business, fundamental sales and marketing laws, they apply. And if you apply them, you'll get the same successful results. You must pre-qualify and edify both you and your opportunity before they're on the phone with you. It's kind of like showing every suitable woman you know. Let's say you're single. I'm a married man. This doesn't apply to me. But let's say you're single. And if you had the ability, if you were single, to show every suitable woman you know, so every woman who you would be happy to go on a date with. I know some of your standards are terrible, so that could be a lot. I'm only joking. That's a lot of women for some of you. For some of you, it's just a few. The ones with class, right? If you could show them your picture, and with those that looked at your picture and were like, oh yeah, I like the look of them, I'd like to go on a date with them, then have your friends talk you up before the date. Can you imagine that? Every woman that is suitable, they can say yes or no before you even have to meet them. And then ones that said yes, they're moved through, and your friends say, oh, this is the best part about Richard. This is the, oh, you'll love this. Oh, you'll really get on well. Oh, this, you know, you've got this glowing report, and they're already looking to say yes to you. They're already looking to want it to be something more than just a date. Because, wow, I like the way that they look and they sound fantastic. It's like a movie. If I give you the worst review of a movie and we know each other, you're going, but your expectations are like, no, I'm probably not going to enjoy this. And it will decrease your enjoyment. If I'm enthusiastic and passionate, you go expecting good things, and it shapes the way that you see things. The same when you're building a business. This is why dating sites are so popular. Convenience, time saving, predictability. People get to check you out first. Building your business is the same. Do not go prospecting on Tinder though, or dating sites, right? Do not be like, so Richard says business is like dating. I'll just combine the two. Do not do that. That will get you in trouble. So instead, just going randomly to people, instead, begin with, when you're looking to generate leads, this is the way we do it, qualified people, looking at what you've got, you need to know the right targeting and the right message. So if you aim at everyone, you get no one. It's okay to mention your business to anyone if the situation arises. If I'm having a meal and I get really good service and I like the presentation of a person and they seem entrepreneurial by a couple of questions I ask them, I may invite them to take a look. But it definitely isn't a pressure that I feel a need like I used to. Like anytime I was around, like the 3-foot rule, I used to feel like pressured, like, oh, I didn't invite that person. Oh, I didn't invite that person. I'm such a failure. I'm such a loser. That didn't feel good. So I stopped doing it and replaced it with something that actually worked. It's not okay to prospect random people if you want predictable results. Random methods, random results. Just because you'd like it to work, it won't. So who wants to have that kind of pressure anyway? Like, you're trying to enjoy your meal with your friends and family and you've got to like write your number on a napkin to 50 people. No, that's no fun. So the right targeting, let's drill down into this a bit more. Who do you relate to? Who do you relate to? Let me ask you a question. Who do you relate to? You can put the answer in the comments if you wish, or you can write it down in your notepad. I don't care which you do as long as you get the benefit. Why am I asking you who you relate to and who can you relate to? Because you're going to be surrounded by these people all the time. And if you don't like them, you're going to avoid them subconsciously. You'll sabotage your results. If I think of a group of people you dislike, if I wrote down some parts of a person's personality, things that they'd done in the past perhaps, and you really disagreed with them and didn't like them, and I said, okay, from here on out, that's the only type of person you're ever going to be around, you would go crazy. Oh, I'm not looking forward to that. Again tomorrow. It's like you probably have this experience at work. Someone you just don't get on with, you don't want to get on with them, they don't want to get on with you, you clash, and you've got to sit next to them every day at work. How uncomfortable and annoying does that make you feel? Do you look for ways to avoid each other? You bet you do. So right now, when you're looking at these random methods and you're no idea if the person you invite is going to be hostile or negative, if you're on the edge like I was, 50 grand worth of debt, 3 weeks away from paying the mortgage, the last thing I wanted was my 328th person to tell me that it sucked and it wouldn't work. I was on the edge. So I would procrastinate more than I would like to. Even though I was working hard, I could have worked a bit harder, but there was that fear factor of, oh, God, human nature. Do I really want to set myself up for this today? Do I really feel like this today? So when you decide who you want to work with, when you zero in on a specific group of people, you can show them that you and your business are clearly who they need to join. This allows you, regardless of your results, to be able to attract a whole bunch of people. So I went for small business owners at the start. Why did I go for small business owners? Because I related to them. I knew what they needed. I knew their problems. I knew their challenges. Who are you? You may be a struggling single parent on a minimum wage job. You may be a single parent making a ton of money but has no time. I was raised in a single parent family, so I always use that as an example. You may, you may be, I don't know, a burnt out professional. What is your demographic? What is your life like right now? And do you not want to help other people in the same scenario when you have the solution? You bet you do, and you'll enjoy it and you'll love it. So my suggestion, if you're stuck with, people talk about target market, we all get et up in that, like, how do I decide? How do I decide? Aim for people who are like you. You'll speak their language, they'll speak yours. You'll relate to them, they'll relate to you. You'll understand them. You'll speak their language. Think about this information already, and we've got some other important bits to come to finish off. I'm speaking your language. You can tell, I know you can tell that I've lived through this, and this isn't just me with fancy slides or manufacturing stuff up. You can tell from the insight that I've given you to my life and my past and my failures and how I've come through that this is physically what I've done, because you can relate to it. Oh, definitely, that's what networking events. Oh, I did do that with my friends. Oh, you're right, I can relate to that. So this is why I've been able to help so many business owners, and why I helped so many small business owners, because I knew exactly what they needed. You can put yourself in a very powerful position by reflecting on who you are and thinking of where you can go and find a whole group of those people. And then you create the right message. The real questions you have to answer, you know what they are? Can and do you want to do this? And do I trust and believe the person in front of me can and will help me? This is what your prospect is asking themselves when they decide whether they want to join your business or buy your product. Can I and do I want to do this? Does it look like something I would benefit from? What is in it for me? And do I trust and believe the person in front of me can and will help me? That's it. Because think about the answers to those questions if they're both in the positive. If you sat down and every prospect you showed from here on out, number one, saw there was real benefit and had a desire to do it, and number two, believed that what you said is what they were going to get and you would help them, they're in. They're in. But don't they need to know the compensation plan? No, they couldn't care less. Yeah, but don't they need to know every single in and outs of the company? They couldn't care less. All they want to know about is, can I and do I want to do this? And do I trust that this is legitimate? This person in front of me is for real, and they'll help me until I can do it myself. If you can convince people of that, and if you can, instead of convince, if you can actually do that, you always tell the truth. Your truth should always be good enough. One of the fundamentals of what I teach is your truth is good enough. We don't fake it before we make it. That is practically criminal in my eyes. Your truth is good enough. When you learn how to market the right way, I work with businesses. A lot of businesses want to scale up, but I work with businesses as well that are struggling. And a lot of times they give me the spiel and I say, no, I will not do that. Let's tell them the truth. But if we package it in the right way, I will generate you quality leads and you will be able to make sales from those leads with the truth. It will actually be more attractive, because you know what? Authenticity is a lot rarer than exaggeration. Isn't it? Authenticity is far more rare than exaggeration, especially in today's social media age. Your truth is good enough. You convince them of these two things truthfully, hand on heart, you'll make a fortune, and so will they. So we do this by calling out tactically. How can you do this, Richard? Well, tactically, you call out your ideal team member, and you speak about their pain in rich, vivid detail that makes them feel like we tore a page out of their personal diary. And it makes them consciously aware that you have the answer to their problem. So again, let's say it was single mothers. Let's say you're a single mom and you're focusing on helping single mothers spend more time with their kids as well as earn a good income. Because that's usually the balance. Do I go to work traditionally, or do I stay at home? One is with money, one is with time. So imagine if you could go to someone and say, hey, single mom, I got 3 ways that you can actually earn more than a full-time income and yet have and do that on part-time or less hours. They are all ears. And then you describe their day-to-day life, because it's just like yours. And then you describe their wants and desires and feelings because they're the same as yours. And then you start to talk about the solution that you found and why you believe in it so much. And guess what? They want to believe it too. So we prove that we can solve the problem by solving part of the problem for free. You better be good at what you do. You better be good at what you do. I'm not saying you need results. I'm not saying you need to be a top earner. No, that doesn't mean being good at what you do. I'm saying you need to have confidence and faith in what you're promoting. So many times people say, well, you know, I'm promoting this, but I don't really think it works. Well, then you need to make a decision on how you can change that. Because subconsciously, if you don't believe in something, you won't promote it, will you? You're not going to set someone up to fail. Makes you a con artist. You're not going to do that. So what needs to happen, and I've got a quick solution for you to make you absolutely confident and enthusiastic about what you do. One thing. Anyone know what it is? Anyone know what that is? Just let me ask you this. Anyone know the one thing you can do to instantly confidence, just burning on fire with passion about what it is, you know, that you're doing? How can you do that? What have we got? We've got some suggestions. I think some people putting hands up instead of answering questions. I see some suggestions. Okay, yeah. Let's have a look. Get a result. Got it in one, Juan. Results. That's what you need. You don't need another 75 different, you know, pieces of the PDF puzzle that people are opting in for. You need results, which is why I've told you to focus on these handful of things that I'm teaching you right now. Because when you generate results, I think I still do this now. It's so weird. Network marketers are such a weird breed. So like even to this day, I'm doing all right. Like business is really good. And we actually doubled our net profit this year again, 7th year in a row. We were a record year. We doubled our net profit. So I'm really grateful for the business that we're building. Even now, I get a sign up. I'm like, woohoo! You know, we're going out for lunch tonight. I made $14, but it's a sign up to get out. You know, popping the poppers, blowing the little things. Got a Christmas paper hat on. You know, let the good times roll. You know, singing "My Girl" around the house, and then somebody quits. Just one person. God, I don't know if this works. It's network marketing. It's a con. I don't know if I can do this any longer. You know, we're so up and down with results. So when I give you a predictability of results, you have a predictability of emotion, which is a positive, confident one. So you know it's true. You get a new rep every single day for the next 7 days. You are a different person if we speak in 7 days from now. Different person, aren't you? You're a different person. So we prove we can solve the problem by solving part of it for free. We get a result for them. We show them something where they can get a result. And then you offer a solution to the entire situation that they already told you they truly want to solve, and now they have the confidence you're the right person to solve it. So we give them some value, in other words. Here's some information that was really useful and will really help you. It will make you think, it will open your eyes, and it will help solve that problem. Great. But there's always going to be those that want more. They want it quicker, they want it faster, they want it bigger. Same in network marketing. There's people that just want to make a couple of $100. They're not on this webinar. There are people that want to change the world. There are people that want to, you know, sponsor enough people, build a team, build a business, which they can pass on to their family because it's so big and it's growing and it's growing and it's growing, and they can travel and they can buy the house and the car and give to charity. And that's life-changing income. You need to be good at this to get that level. And that's why you're here. So we need to show that we can provide that for them by solving a portion of it. You don't need the end result yet. You just need to equip them with some tools that will allow them to do it. If you want to learn how to dig up your lawn, and I show you a spade instead of a shovel for the first time, and I get this spade. We all know the difference between a spade and a shovel, right? Shovel's not very sharp. It's for moving, you know, like loose rubble. A spade is sharp on the point. At the tip, it's narrower, so you can dig into the lawn easier. So if I just go, I didn't even speak. I just hold up the two of them. I look down to the spade in one hand. I look down to the shovel in the other. I try and shovel the ground where the other is too hard. I get the spade and I dig it in and I turf it up, and I just put the spade in your hand. You take it, you use it, you're good to go. That's all we do. We show them that this is a spade and it works in the hands of anyone that wants to work it correctly. You've got a spade. You've got your network marketing opportunity. You've got your product. You've got two spades. You've got two aces. You can play them. If you play them well, well, if you play them predictably with these three key metrics, 2 key principles with qualified leads, everybody wants a spade because they understand it's the easier and the smartest solution. So once we've got their attention by solving that problem, they're all ears. This is how real businesses get real results. Think about it. You go into a dentist and he gives you a clean and polish. Where are you going for the filling? You have a flat tire, you go to a garage, it fixes the flat tire well, they offer you a service. How much more likely are you to buy that service now? Because they prove they did a good job with your tire. They didn't rip you off. They looked after you. The car came back cleaned. You do that for people, you change their metaphorical tire and say, now do you actually want the full service? Now I've proved my worth. They say yes. They say yes 90% of the time. The honest people who actually want who actually want what they say will want the fastest and most predictable route. The people who actually want to look after their car the best, they don't just want to botch the tire, they want a new tire. They're probably going to change both front tires or the back tires because we know that's the safest way to do it. And we want a service because we want the car looked after. So they will take action. Yeah, but if I change these tires, what's it going to do to profits? It's going to skyrocket them because they're going to be all ears. Now, where's the 2 best places to find this type of people? Social media you can do for free. It's slower, but you can do it. And paid ads, scale up, fast, predictable. Now, a lot of you, when I show you paid ads, you go, whoa, expenditure, whoa. Remember, I'm not telling you to use silly money. I'm telling you to learn 3 key metrics. And when you're confident in those metrics, you can then comfortably set a budget because you know exactly what it's going to spit out. I know down to the dollar the exact amount of budget that I can spend today and exactly how many leads that will give me and exactly how many sales and how much money I will make. So I am confident spending more and more money, and you'll get in that position too. I started with a few dollars a day. So let me give you some help with that right now. I know I've given you a lot, but I want to give you something bonus. Okay, if I give you some bonus information. Yes. Okay, cool. So for me, if you are doing free like messaging, which again is linear, it's 1 by 1 by 1 by 1, so it doesn't work nowhere near as well as paid advertising where you can take your opportunity and put it in front of thousands of people instantly, but it can work. I've actually sponsored my number 3 recruiter in my network marketing team was a cold prospect on LinkedIn, and I've had up to I think about 8 or 12 grand from a coaching client who's a cold prospect on LinkedIn. So it does work well, better than Facebook. So LinkedIn uses internal SEO. If you select the main keywords that your target market are likely to be searching for and sprinkle them throughout your profile, this happens. I got anytime I'm in LinkedIn virtually every day, 86 invitations. I got over 7,000 connections now on LinkedIn. So I took this a few days ago. Just people all the time coming to me. I want to know about your business. I want to join your business. Tell me more. I want to know more. You know why? Because when they go to that search bar in the top left there and they type in the words that I know they're looking for, I pop up, just like on Google. If you could rank number 1 for people typing in Google, make money from home, and up you and your business popped, you get a lot of leads. On LinkedIn, let's say, for example, you are selling a health and wellness course. If you take the words weight loss course, weight loss diet, weight loss product, and you sprinkle it throughout your blurb and your bio, guess what's going to happen over time? People, when they type into that search bar, weight loss course or weight loss professional or diet coach, up you pop. And they go, and they click and they go, I'd like to know more about what you do. So now they're coming to you and you're not going to them. Funny thing is, the second guy down there actually ended up becoming a team member of mine. So this absolutely works. So can you see how when they come to you and you not to them, the whole feel and balance of the conversation power is in your favor? I mean, it's just ridiculous. People say, cold prospect them and be postured. How are you going to do that? Hey, buddy, I like your shiny shoes. I got a business opportunity of a lifetime for you. It's like, what's that film I love? Step Brothers. Prestige Worldwide. They said that company name, Prestige Worldwide. It sounds as cheesy as that. And then they go, I'm not so sure. And you go, hey, listen, I'm the postured one. I'm the chosen one. You don't want to see my business. I'm not going to give you any information. They go, what? You just randomly approach. I'm here doing my shopping, and you randomly approach me. And you're asking me to come and look at your business. And now you tell, what? You just look like hostile. I don't know why it didn't work. I do. I do, because it doesn't work. You have to be super slick sales professional of the year to pull that off, let's face it. And that is not 99.9% of us. So when they come to you, you can say to them, hey, thanks for the connection request. This is what I do. How can I help you? And I actually start the message off with something along the lines of, hey, I'm happy to accept your connection request. So it sets the tone straight away. Okay, I did come to you, so I'm the one asking for a favor. It makes a big difference. It makes a big difference. Got a question here. I'll come back to the questions because I've got quite a few questions coming through. So I will come back. I can see questions coming in. I don't want to kind of stop and start. I haven't got much more to go through. So yes, I'll leave time for questions at the end. Promise you, if you've got a question, type it in there now as we go along this. If you've got something on your mind, I'll stay as long as you need me to answer these questions. I promise you. Okay. So now you're generating results. Okay. Once you've got some results coming in, if you already want to invest in faster results in your business, scale with paid marketing. You can scale with paid marketing. So I recommend using Facebook ads. It's the number one way we source leads. Number one way, because there's just so many methods, so many ways you can do it so smartly these days. On a very minimal budget, you can generate high quality leads on a daily basis and do all sorts with them. If you want to scale, if you want faster results, if you want them to be absolutely predictable, that's the route. If you absolutely just want to do this on a minimum budget as possible, you can use LinkedIn to start to generate a level of interest by simply addressing the internal SEO of your profile and contacting those people that reach out to you. At least I've put you in a position now where they come to you as opposed to you going to them, right? So you can start with free and you can scale with paid ads using your extra commissions. That makes sense. When you've got the money coming in, or you already may have that, you can invest in yourself. And when you invest in yourself in the right areas, it always pays you back over and over and over and over and over again. Now, the result of executing these three things correctly that I've shown you is in literally 45 minutes per day. And I've got some bonus information, a couple of stories and a couple of tweaks that I want to share with you that I kind of thought afterwards that I'd finish these slides. You'll sign up a brand new team member each and every day, because you could have 2 appointments in that 45-minute slot. Even if you're at 50% conversions, you're going to close 1. I know you can do 90% with the right training. That's presuming a 50% success rate, like I just said. Myself and many people I've worked with, doesn't matter where they start, they finish at 90% every appointment they take. You want to know the best part? You will know down to the dollar and the day how your business's marketing efforts will perform. You've got those 3 statistics. How much did you spend? How much did you make? Cool, there's a profit. Let's scale up. Let me ask you a question. If you followed what I said and focused on booking qualified appointments and converting those team members, and if, like I taught you, you had those 3 numbers, so you knew exactly where you were, exactly where you were going, and exactly perhaps where you've been in your business, and if you got even a handful of people coming to you on a daily basis wanting to know more about what you've got, and these were people who you could relate to and you had everything set up to relate with, in an ultra appealing way, do you now think you would have a shot at getting, at least scratching the surface and becoming successful? I tell you, it's done wonders. That's in Bali. It did wonders for me. Let me ask you another question. How many of you are excited about what we just talked about? How many of you have got some now level of belief that you can do this, and some level of, you know what, I've been wasting time in the wrong areas. This is where to focus. Or I'm going to get those numbers in place. Or I really do need to focus on lead generation. Found it useful, something useful. I see hands, I see yeses, I see absolutely. Phenomenal. Let me ask you another question. How many of you are feeling a little bit overwhelmed? Because I know I speak fast. We've covered a lot. And sometimes you just can't glue it together. Like I review these slides, I review this information. I'm like, sometimes they've got the principles. I'm giving the principles. I'm giving a lot of information. Sometimes in an individual business, it's like, yeah, but who exactly do I reach out to? How exactly do I generate those leads? What exactly should I say in the Facebook ad? Exactly what should I say in the presentation to close that amount? Like exact, even above and beyond all the information I've given you. So if that's you, and this is completely optional, would it be okay if I take about 10 minutes? I added these extra slides in to go through a very special offer. It's the final time I'll do this. It's the final time. I was in 2 minds whether to open it up or not, but I got a bunch of, I can see you on here actually. I can see some of you on here who I knew would be waiting to actually do this. And I promised you, so I said I would. I will open it up. I will open this offer up to you one final time only though, because I haven't got the time to keep doing this. So I created something to help you implement the predictable member system into your business, specifically your business, down to the, dot the I's, cross the T's. It's totally optional. I already know this stuff. It's not about me. It's for you and how it can change your life. Up to now, I've been teaching home business owners my predictable member system one by one via consultancy. I've done that very well. The issue that I have with consultancy, it's fantastic because you pay a lot of attention to people, but it's like a lift, which we call elevators in England. It's like a lift and an escalator. With a lift, you get 5 or 10 people in the lift, and the doors close. The next people have to wait. They wait and they wait till the lift goes up all the different floors, picks up some more people, all the different floors, and eventually you get your turn in the lift. It's quite slow. It can be annoying if it's busy. I'm really busy. Now, an escalator is always moving. It's always taking people to the destination of where they want to get to. It's always taking them to the floor and to the top. One person steps up, so does the next, so does the next, so does the next. There's no waiting. It's always moving forward. This is why I created this offer. I've already been through exactly what I do with my predictable member system. When I'm teaching network marketers my predictable member system, I've been through with a fine-tooth comb the exact process that I go through with them. Apart from now, because it's pre-done and instantly available for you to access, it's the escalator mentality. If you want the help, if you want to get to the top, I can unlimited. I can take you. I can help you get there. I'm not tied with appointments. And this is why I created this predictable member system launch offer. So you need to systemize the whole thing. That's the key. That's the key to cracking the code. Systemize the whole thing. That's the predictable member system. You don't want to be having to message people one by one every day for the rest of your life. You don't want to have to do that. So if we can systemize the whole process right up until the point of you just literally closing that deal, that's the best way forward. So what I've done for you is I've put together 7 foolproof over-the-shoulder video modules. Number 1 will establish your baseline bedrock. Number 2, if you're starting from absolute zero, here's what to do. Number 3, I've created an installation guide so you can install the predictable member system automated straight into your business inside 60 minutes. I actually go through my 90% conversion script. So if you want to know word for word what to say to close 90% of your appointments, I give it to you word by word, giving you in a PDF. You can print it out. You can follow along with the video module as we go through it together. That alone is worth the entire. If all I did was give you that, if all I did was give you that module number 4, so that you had the ability, imagine this gift of anyone you got in front of, 90% of the time you could bring them into your business. How much of a difference would that make? Huge amount of money, huge difference. But we got all this other stuff too. Number 5, creating automated qualification and edification inside 30 minutes. Different way of doing things. I have something in place that allows you to send people to it. Within 30 minutes, you're fully qualified, fully edified on their behalf. So you only speak to the interested people. Asset bait. This is where we draw interested people into your business on autopilot. Most people are doing this wrong. And then 7, all about an entire module about lead generation, how to generate free quality traffic to your system. Step number 1, you're going to choose your available times you want to take appointments. Number 2, you're going to turn your predictable member system on. Number 3, all you're going to do is conduct those appointments that have been pre-booked in your diary with the script that I'm going to give you, and you're going to close them 9 times out of 10. If you keep at it, you'll reach those numbers. It's already done. It's already there waiting for you. You access it. Once you're there, you're accessed it. All the 7 modules are there, and a bunch of bonuses as well that I'm going to go through right now as well. So Paul, one of my friends, one of my buddies, he put £100 into his predictable member system. He switched it on. He returned over £1,000 within 30 days. That was his first attempt as well. We installed this within 30 days. Actually, I think it was in 7. Actually, within 30 days for definite. 10 times his return of his investment on his advertising. So who this works for? This works for network or affiliate marketers that want to build a large team fast, most importantly with predictability. Because you can go kill yourself 23 hours a day and probably still get results. But within a week or 2, you're going to be absolutely exhausted and it's all going to fall apart. This is how you can sponsor a new person every single day, predictably, no worries. You know it down to the day and the dollar. This is for people who've never recruited before, but they want to change that right now. Like me, 327 no's. I went over to get 500. I've sponsored over 500 people now. People who've recruited, but in a way that didn't duplicate. So it was time consuming, full of rejection, waste of time, or it just fell apart the moment they stopped sponsoring people themselves. So you're still here. You're still here. You see, you're serious. So I know you want to do this and see the result, the benefits. Everyone that started including me has been where you are right now. Like, should I do this? Shouldn't I do this? You've been willing to accept success before you achieve it. Here's an exercise to explain that. Some of you are going to get in your own way, and I don't want that to happen. And this exercise is going to help you get out of your own way. Describe the guy on the right to me. Just 2 words how you would describe them. Some of you say referee. Some of you say stripy, short, Italian with a question mark, American Italian, wearing a cap, football referee. So many different explanations of the same guy. Right? Many different, someone's put authority. So many different explanations of the same person. Now, what that goes to show is who's right? Well, you were all right. Perception is reality. What you described that person as was correct. You could say he looks warm. He looks, is he cold? What is warm? What is cold? If I say to you, what are you right now? Are you warm? Are you cold? Or are you just right? You might say warm, cold, just right. The rest of us could be piled in there in your room with you. Some would say cold, some would say too hot, depends where they grew up, depends on their background, depends on their experiences they've been through in life. And we quickly do that with new information, with an opportunity. We quickly do that because we go, hang on a minute, I've been here before, and we base our future on our past, and it has nothing to do with it. The only reason your future has anything to do with your past is if you let it. Why? Because, like, for example, if you were to suddenly say to me, Richard, like, for example, I don't drink alcohol. Some of you just fell over, right? Some of you just like, what? I don't drink alcohol. Just a personal choice. No big deal. I don't ever mention it to people. I don't care. If they want to drink, I don't know, whatever, right? If it doesn't hurt me or my family, you can do what you like. I don't care. I want you to be happy. But I don't drink alcohol. Now, what's stopping me from doing that in the future? Well, it's the fact that I have accepted and looking at my past that I'm a guy that doesn't drink alcohol. There's nothing physically stopping me. I could decide tomorrow that I'm a person that drinks a lot of alcohol, and I could change that instantly. That would be my decision, not anything else. Not, well, I haven't drunk it for. No, my decision, my perception of what I should and shouldn't do. The reality is, what's warm for me may be warm for you. I'm English after all. It's cold here all the time. You've got to accept that in order to get something new that you want, you have to have a new level of thinking, a new level of bravery, because that's what really makes a difference when making decisions. We know this to be true in home business. How many people think of people who you've shown the business to, but their closed mind has robbed them and their loved ones of building a business with you? Think about it. How many times have you shown somebody and been like, oh my, I can't believe they didn't do it. They're made for this, absolutely made for this. But they just didn't see it because of their past, because they let a mistake or a failure or a misconception or a preconception about who you are and what you do, it got in their way. A preconception about who they are got in the way. Their perception is not reality. It's simply their opinion, and it's costing them big. How sad. How sad that there's a world of opportunity out there and people are just too close-minded to actually take a shot at it. And I think the reason it's sad is because if I hadn't taken a shot, one more shot, none of this would have happened. None of these memories, none of the people who've created memories like this too, like my clients, send me pictures where they're all around the world all the time, spending time with their kids, spending time doing all sorts of stuff. None of that would have happened if I hadn't backed myself and taken one more shot. Success requires faith and bravery. No way around it. Right now, if you've never created success with the system, you may be trying many of the tactics. You've not created any success at all. So it's impossible to know what it actually takes. Will this work for me? It definitely won't if you don't do it. There's nothing else I can say other than the truth. Just, don't let your past failures dictate your future ones. It's only if you let them. The truth is, until you do, you can't know. All the people I've shown you, me included, sat in the same spot. We all had that internal conversation. I want to do this. What is it? I want to do this. And, and we all faced off with that possibility. And this is my Dallas story. I went to Dallas on next to no money. I had hardly anything left. Credit card. My upline said to me, Richard, I said, I can't afford to go. I said, leave me alone. I said, I can't afford to go. I moved all the money around that I've moved. My credit cards are virtually maxed out. I got 3 weeks to save this property. I can't afford to go. And he said, I said, you're listening to me. He said, Richard, you can't afford not to go. Do you trust me? I said, I do trust you. That's why I joined you. He said, well, then I'm not making any money when you attend or you don't attend. But from the way your life is, you can't afford not to do this. You need to do this. So I said, man. So I went there on money I didn't have. I'm not condoning, my financial decisions. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just telling you a story of what happened truthfully in my life. And when I got there, it changed my life. That one trip changed everything. You know why? I got a taste. I got a taste of the life I could have, the person I could be. I got into an elevator with some of the leaders of the company. Happened to just find myself in the elevator, and they said, Richard, you come all the way from the UK. Do you want to come up to the top floor with us? You want to come to the room? Yeah, sure, I'll hang out. Like, you're around these successful people, right? You want to try and get everything you can from them. I was like, writing down notes as they were talking. And we go up to the top floor, and I'm like, why is he turning a key in the lift? It's like a penthouse. I didn't realize, never been in one. And the lift doors opened, and it was like a hotel within a hotel. Pool table, a bar. This isn't the exact room. It's the closest thing I could find. There's a whole level of the hotel, a bar, music playing, separate living rooms and bedrooms and sitting rooms. I was like, this is ridiculous. And they knew what they were doing, and I'm glad that they did. And they said, do you realize how many people I sponsor to make this happen? And they're like, I sponsor about 3 people a week, every week for about a year. And this is what it got me. I was like, man, I'm doing 2 a week already. And they're like, yeah, we know. You've just not been doing it long enough. You've not been doing it fast enough. And that gave me a taste of who I could be. And I hope that this has given you a taste of this could work. This could actually work. This could be it. I hope that you feel that way. So I'm going to ask you a question. Will you allow your desire? Will you allow your desire or fear to win? I had a situation. I had to fly all the way to Blinking Dallas on money I didn't have, leave my family behind, and take a shot. It was a big shot as well. This is not the same. This is the same principles though, desire or fear. Building a huge team fast and all the benefits that would bring, how much is that worth fighting for? Think about it. Really think about it. This is an important decision that will shape the future, as it did for me in that hotel room, as it did for me on the phone with my upline when I was pushed back. Yeah, he doesn't know me. He doesn't know my situation. He doesn't know how much I failed. I've given all these presentations. I've tried everything. He just doesn't get it. What I didn't know was I was the ignorant one. I was the one who was inexperienced, and I didn't know what I didn't know. That the future, the photos I've shown you, providing that life for your family, whatever reason why you're here, you've got your why. You know what it is. It's personal to you. How much is that worth fighting for? Is it worth one more shot? Because I'll give you the predictable member system. I'll also give you a done-for-you pre-built leads and booking system, which is a lot of value in there. I'll give you that 7 course, exactly how to install it, exactly how to fill it full of people. I'll give that to you, exactly what I've used. I'll give you the pre-done predictable member system template and installation guide. So I've already created this, the exact same funnel that I use. You can have them. You can have them. You'll be able to know what you're using is tried and tested. This isn't guesswork. This is my own money and years of work with clients in my own business of testing this stuff and giving you the finished result. All the technical bits and pieces already built for you. Save you a ridiculous amount of time. It's plug and play. I'll also give you Facebook ads for network marketers as a bonus. So you've already got the system. Now you've got pre-built templates. You've also, what about Facebook ads, Richard? What do I actually do to make a Facebook ad? There's a love-hate relationship with them, right? Love the high quality leads, but they cost money. Hardly anyone can figure them out. I have, and I'll teach you what works. So what I'll do is from start to finish, I'll walk you through setting up your winning Facebook ads campaign. And you may say, well, Richard, okay, you've spent 10 grand on ads to create that. At the point that I did, I spent a whole lot more now, but really, how foolproof is this? How step-by-step is this? I've had lots of courses before. Are you sure? Listen, this isn't just a module. This is where I actually show you. I take you watch over my shoulder. I go into my Facebook ads account and I say, click this. I recommend that you call it this. I recommend that you target these people. I recommend that this is the kind of text that you put in there. This isn't a course. This bonus is literally just as if you're sat next to me and I say, here you go. This is what I do. You just watch over my shoulder and copy the campaign into your business. So now you've got that in your pocket as well as a bonus. Also, as well as giving you the entire script, you know you're already going to get that as part of the predictable member system. I recorded it live. So I record myself live on an appointment using that script. So if you want to know, well, how does that sound, Rich? What's the tonality? How long should I leave a pause? What happens if they say this? How do you deal with that in a live situation? That's included as a bonus as well. So I'm giving you the Facebook ad to fill the predictable member system, which I'm also giving you, and giving you my predictable member system as a template, so you don't even have to build it. And then when you do put people through that and you get appointments, which you will, I'm telling you exactly how to close them, and I'm even letting you listen in on me doing that exact task. This is foolproof, right? You'll be able to hear exactly word for word the flow, everything of what it takes to bring people 90% of the time into your team. It's a powerful bonus. Why? Because my script is awesome. One day, a lead popped into my back office from my upline. I was like, how did that happen? My upline was sending me his leads to close because I was better at it than them. This is an 8-figure earner inside network marketing now, was sending me leads. And people say, oh, you're closing? Like a Wolf of Wall Street? Listen, my method is non-cheesy, non-pressured. You absolutely need this if you're yet to sign up less than 15 people. This is non-negotiable. If you haven't signed up 15 people, you need this bonus, let alone the course, which you absolutely need, but you need the bonus for definite. The reality is if you can't close, you'll never sign a single team member up. You won't have a business. You might shudder at the word. Just trust me. This isn't where we pressure people. We have a polite conversation. They're already qualified. They're already interested. They're already positive. We just guide them through the information the best possible way to give them the best possible shot of making an informed decision, which happens to usually be yes. So what you're going to get, the complete predictable member system, the done-for-you pre-built leads and booking system template, so it's already pre-built, the Facebook ad to fill it all, and a live recording of me closing a team member, so you've got everything that you need to find, generate, find interested people, have them book in your diary, and then bring them into your team. Now, if all this system did was give you a way to stop wasting time on irrelevant activities and book and close people, would it be worth 8279, which is what it's worth? Absolutely. If all it did was give you predictability so you could scale fast, well, of course. You could write a check in your business how fast you want to go. You're going to make way more than that. Of course you are. But I had two choices. I could go really, really cheap with this, try to sell as many as possible, right? Cheap and cheerful. I didn't want to do that. So what I did instead was, instead of skipping over the value and the bonuses and everything I knew that you need, I could have given you the predictable member system. It would have definitely been worth the value, but then how would you have then filled it? You wouldn't know how to generate the leads. So I wanted to include the Facebook tutorial. I could have just given you the script and you could have learned it and practiced it and eventually made it work, but I wanted you to actually hear it. So I took the time to record it so you could get it right the first time. This is a no risk situation for you. So I decided to go with the better option. I wanted to include all those things. It requires a slightly higher investment, but in exchange for that, you have way, way, way more value, resources, time and energy from me to guarantee your success. See, today in your business, if you had a way to predictably and quickly sign up high-performing new team members, what would that be worth to you? We already looked at it would be worth a couple of grand minimum in the first 30 days, let alone residually, let alone if your team duplicates, a couple of grand in the first 30 days. Looking at the levels of income, sponsoring a new team member every single day, 8279, people have happily paid that. And they have paid that. You know why? Because it's return on investment. You give me 8,279 and I give you the ability to write your own check. Everyone's signing up for that. 90% of the time they're saying yes. But now this is pre-built. This is not me doing it one by one by one. This is me going through in the exact same level of detail as I would do, but I've pre-recorded it so I don't have to put my time in every time you access it. It's there. I'm there ready waiting for you 24/7 to access this. So instead of 8279, instead of the 2.5 grand that it would make you in the first month, you can have it for 997. 997 is a steal. It is a steal. And you can go to richardmatharoo.com/yes, and you'll be able to see where you can jump in today for that. Now, not only is it a ridiculously low investment, if you wanted to hire my team, I want to be completely full disclosure here. If you come to me and say, Richard, I want this exact same service, but for some reason, I want it done one-on-one, either by your team or by you, it's 8279. That's the price. That's why it's such a rounded figure. This is the price that we have in my consultancy when people want me to do this exact task. 8279. But because you're learning to do it yourself, and I'm giving you all the tools and resources to make it happen fast, you pay $997, richardmatharoo.com/yes. I've sold the predictable member system at 8279 on my website without the bonuses, without the templates, just by having my team install it. Still great value. But because you've invested this time with me, you've proven you really want to be here. You're still here. We've been talking for a while now. I know I'm teaching you good stuff, but you still have to be committed to wait, right? I'm making a special offer, and it's this final time on this webinar. This is it. I'm not opening this up ever again. I'm not doing this webinar ever again. If you want the predictable member system, if you want to join all the other success stories that have been using it over the years, if you want the exact same level of education, and even more so because you've got templates and you've got bonuses at a fraction of the price, this is it, now or never. I don't want you to think this is a sales ploy. You will not see me saying, oh, I'm going to do one more live webinar. I'm never going to do this live again. I'm too busy. My agency is on rocket fuel right now. The results we're getting for people dictate that I put more time into that. It would be foolish not to. This system is working to this very day, week in, week out, day in, day out, in my network marketing team, and some of my members of my team, in many other companies, right from very beginners who just want to get in there fast, and people who want to scale up to high figures are using this. I've got someone on my team who had thousands and thousands of people in his old network marketing team. He was exhausted, flying around, traveling around all the time. This way, he's built more of a membership in his business, but he's done that on a fraction of the time. He's achieved it twice as quick, and he's done it from wherever he wants to in the world. When he goes on vacation now, he goes for vacation. He doesn't go because he has to do a meeting. You can save over 7,000 choices, 2 choices. You can save 7 grand, have the faith and bravery for success by taking that shot that we spoke about. My predictable member system, you can put it to work in your business right now. It's already done. Templates are there. Educational side is there. The scripts are there. So like I showed you, it's already there. It's already, Richard, where is it? Oh my word, it's further back than I thought. I'm not going to go back that far. I thought it was closer. It's pre-built. It's done. It's ready. Okay, it's ready. It's ready. It's ready. So that's choice number 1. Choice number 2, you do nothing. Do nothing, get nothing. I can't dress it up any other way. You can keep relying on random hope and luck and guilt. You know, keep going to the trainings where they're telling you to make another list of the same people. Hope that you'll stumble across somebody on Facebook who'll be the one, and you'll only need to sponsor 3 people, and they'll sponsor 3, or they'll sponsor 3. I've never seen that happen. You can get the predictable member system, and I'll give you a 7-day unconditional money-back guarantee. So I don't want to give you, this is a tricky one. I don't want to give you well, it's straightforward. I don't want to give you a guarantee which makes me vulnerable. So I know that within 7 days, you'll have sunk your teeth into enough of this to know that it's for you. You'll probably even generated results already. So I want happy customers. So if you get this and you're like, yes, this is cool, this is great, cool, you're happy. I'm giving you this risk-free, so you can do this risk-free. But if you're someone that just for some strange reason takes it, looks at it, I don't know, whatever, you don't need a reason. Money back guarantee. Money back guarantee. There's unconditional. You don't need a reason. I don't care if your budget's poorly and you don't feel like it anymore. I don't care. Well, I do care if your budget's poorly. I'm a vegetarian. I do care if your budget's poorly. I'm saying you don't need to feel an embarrassment about making up a bunch of excuses. There is no pressure here. I stand behind the quality and results of my system. I know it works. I'm willing to take the risk. I know you will take it. You'll do it. You'll install it. Straight away, you'll know you've made a smart decision. You'll never even think about that guarantee again. But it's there at this point for me to hold a hand out and help you make that brave decision. This is why I put this in there. This is so that you can now feel safe and secure to make this decision, because I'm helping you make it by removing all the risk. All you need to do, there's my support email if at any time you need any help. No big deal. It's all there. It's all there waiting for you. I didn't want to make it a long guarantee. I don't think it's fair on me and the other people that are already getting results in this, and your fellow customers who I can see by the messages coming in, a bunch of you are jumping in, which is really, really cool. I'm looking forward to working with you. I don't think it's fair on them if I let you use this, install it, take it, use it, you know, like completely wring it dry and then be like, I've got the use out of it now. I'll just get the money back. Even though I've made way more back than I spent, I can just take a kickback from Richard's pocket. I don't think that's fair on me. I don't think that's fair on the other members who've committed. So it's a 7-day guarantee, short enough so that we can be fair, way long enough. Within 24 hours, you'll take a look and you'll know that you're covered with that. Okay. So the real question for you is, because you have a guarantee, okay, you have a guarantee there, so there's no risk. Okay, there's no risk for you. Are you looking for a way in or a way out? This is how I and many people I have taught have built large, high-performing teams fast, without pestering, without home meetings, and from scratch. If you want to do the same, if you want to be in a position where you can do that, I'm giving you the only way that I've ever seen it done the right way. The only way. I know it's different from what a lot of people have told you, but it's precisely because it's different that it deserves your attention and your commitment and your bravery. If I rolled into this webinar, and this isn't like anything you've seen, is it? If I rolled into this webinar and it was just another, I've got a special invitation that you can buy and magically people will show up. You've heard that before. You can go on YouTube and find 50 different invitations for every scenario you can think of. If that's all it took, nobody would fail. Do you think I would have done 327 presentations? I gave a presentation on the day my grandfather died. He was like my father to me. I mentioned earlier, I didn't see my father for 17 years. My grandfather was a great man. He stood in his place and he was my role model. That's why I'm so old-fashioned. And he died. And the day he died, I was in such financial turmoil, and because I didn't have this kind of information to be able to close people and make some money in network marketing, I felt that guilt and pressure to go and honor that appointment. And I turned up and the lady took one look at me and said, "Why are you even here? Why are you even here?" But she honored the appointment, and I could tell within 30 seconds, no, that's an exaggeration, within 5 minutes, I could tell that even though she felt guilty, what I was showing her wasn't for her. And it was just a race for her to find the politest point to stop me and send me on my way. And that was the day I made a decision I was going to start the predictable member system. I didn't know it was going to be called that back then, but I knew something had to change. This is exactly what happened. I drove around the corner from that presentation. I sat in that lay-by and cried because I hadn't even allowed myself to do that from my grandfather dying. And I thought, how am I in this mess? This isn't working. 327 times. I know you've got to work hard and you've got to fail your way to success, but I've failed long enough. I just had my gym taken away from me, 3 businesses now with network marketing, 327 no's. They tell me that I just don't want it enough, and I know that's not true. They're telling me that if I just use this special invitation, or if I just compliment the right people, or if I just message 10 people on Facebook, that I'll find the one. But it isn't happening. I need to do something different. For goodness sake, I should be grieving, and I'm here taking an appointment. This isn't a freedom business. Work from home. I'm never at home. That's what I thought. Work from home. I'm always driving across town. I'm always taking calls. I'm always doing meetings. I'm working more now than if I'd have a job. If I had a job, at least I would get paid. At least I would have, could leave my job at work and come home and have some enjoyment. This is worse. I'm not doing something right. It's not my effort. It's my tactical strategy. Same in any business. You look at the strategy. You look at that first. You look at the habits of the business owner. What are the habits? What are they doing on a daily basis? If what you're doing is what I was doing, which is just beating the same people over the head with a new incentive who'd already told you no, if it's randomly messaging people, if it's doing all that kind of stuff, it isn't miraculously going to work just because you want it to be. I wish the world was that kind. I wish the world, I guess it did in a way, would have took pity on me before that point and given me an olive branch. What it actually did was test me. These decisions are testing. I know for some of you, 997 is a stretch. I know it is. I've been in this exact situation. When I sat there looking at that ticket to Dallas, it was nearly $1,000 just to get there on the plane. And then I had the hotel, then I had the event ticket, and then I had to eat. I got there by the second day. I was like, how am I going to eat? I don't want to spend any more on my credit card. I don't know if I can get a flight, if the flight's cancelled or something. I haven't got enough to get a flight back. I'll be stuck here. So I daren't eat for the last day. And before I went there, I knew I would be in that situation. And I sat there and I stared, like you might be right now, staring at that link, or you may even have the page open. You may be looking at it and you may be going, should I do this? Can I do this? This is why I gave you the guarantee. I don't want you to feel that pressure. You've got a 7-day unconditional guarantee. You can come in here. It's a safe place. You can do this. We'll do it together. There is no risk on your part. I'm shouldering all of it because I want to see you win. So just relax, relax, relax. If you see sense in this, if you're still here, you must do. 100% of you should be in. I know a whole bunch of you are, but 100% should be because you're still here. I've been talking about this offer for some time now, so you obviously want to do it. The only thing I could think of what would be holding you back would be, what happens if it doesn't work and I lost the money? That's an impossible scenario for you. You have a 7-day guarantee. You have a whole week. You can get in now. You can go tomorrow, day after, day after, day after, day after, day after, pull it to pieces, install it, use it, and make an informed decision whichever way suits you without any reason, okay? You can do that. So it's safe. Also, fast action, take a bonus. If you buy now, I'm planning on leaving this open till Sunday. We said that last time we opened it, it closed down within 24 hours. So that may happen again. And the reason that I'm doing that is because I'm actually going to offer something else as well. You know what? I'm going to offer something else as well on top of this. Install the system, buy now, install the system, use it to create results inside 30 days. I know you can do this. You could get your first ever sign up inside 30 days. Send me a testimonial of the number of signups and income you created, and I'll refund you one time only. Don't be like, hey, I've signed up 50 people, I want $5,000. It doesn't work that way. I'll refund you $100. So if you get this system, you install it, you use it, and inside 30 days, you get any level of results, your first results, something you're happy with. I'm not telling you to make stuff up. I'm not telling you to do anything like that. Send me a video testimonial, the number of signups you've created or the income you've created or the leads you've got in your diary now for the first time ever, and I will refund you $100. I'll do that. Why? I want to incentivize you to take action in your business, even after you've bought. Who does that? Like, you've bought, the money's in the account, you're happy with the product. I don't have to do this, but I want to, because I want to show you, I want to give you a strong gesture that, you know what? I want to see you win. I know you can. I'm betting. I'm taking $100 of my money and I'm betting it on you. I'm betting it on you. I hope you do the same. And the second thing I will do, which is why we may close this down early. This is the big reason for it. Once you've completed that the training, once you've gone through it all, reach out to me, support@richardmatharoo.com. I will personally look at your system. So I can't do this for everybody. I just don't have the time. I really, really, really want to see you win. So if you make some mistake and you didn't even notice it, or you need some help, I will work with you to resolve that and get success. So what I will do is, once you've been through the training, send an email to support@richardmatharoo.com. Just name it Predictable Member System. That will come straight to me. My team will forward it to me, and I will look over. Send me a link to your funnel, to your lead generation, to your everything that you've done, templates that you've used, everything. I'll look at everything for you, and I'll go through it all, and I'll take the time to give you an honest critique of how you can make it absolutely perfect. I'm giving you everything, man. I'm giving you everything. I'm regretting those words as they come out of my mouth because they're going to keep me busy, but not really. Not really. I want to see you win, okay? It's less than an iPhone, I know, because I want to see your success. This is a launch. This is a final offer. Listen, I'm willing to give you an $8,000 discount and full access to the entire Predictable Member System in exchange for your fast action. As soon as this launch offer ends, this is actually from the first presentation. I said the offer goes to the full price, and it has. The offer went to the full price, if you'll know this, from the first session to this one. In this scenario, it goes away. Okay, it doesn't even rise in price, it goes away. The only way you're going to get this system after this is through consultancy. You'll pay that price, that increased price. It'll be worth it because you'll generate a whole lot more than $8,000 when we install it. You can get the same level of results. You can even have me look over it and get all the bonuses, but you can pay less than, you can pay $997. You can pay less than anything, okay? Less than a fraction of that. These are the results that it's got. This was me using it. That's in Dallas. That's in Dallas. I am, where am I? I'm pretty short. So there I am. There I am, poking out in between Ray Higdon and Bill Pescasolido. There's me just poking out there. So that was Dallas. That's what changed my life. I look tired because I hadn't eaten. Oh, it's funny, but it's not. Company Magazine, 5 figures a month. You know this stuff works. I don't need to convince you. So let me look at questions. Let me take some questions. I see a whole bunch of you have jumped in. Let me bring these questions out. Oh, your screen's been black. No, everyone else is fine. Everyone else is doing fine. How about a legal plan or identity theft in your profile? That's from James. James is still online. James, could you just let me know about what specifically that was referring to? I'm not quite sure. Legal plan or identity theft in your profile. And do you mean like people, maybe that was 9:35. Maybe do you mean like when we were on like the LinkedIn section? Like could people steal your profile, that kind of thing? Because you can select what you do and don't share on LinkedIn. You know, you can hide information that you don't want. Juan says his screen is black. I think everybody's screen's okay. The link, Juan, is richardmatharoo.com/yes. So people will contact you on LinkedIn, yes. But what they do is they send you a connection request. So they send you a connection request, and on your LinkedIn profile, thanks for clarifying that, James, they won't see anything you don't want them to see. So it's like when you go inside of any social media account, it will say enter phone number, who sees this? Enter address, who sees this? Or you can leave some of those elements blank as well. So you don't have to worry about people like clicking on your profile and being like, oh, this is James, this is his address, this is his mobile number, this is his personal email. You can put whatever information you do and don't want inside of that, but the information that's important is what your target market is searching for. So if you're, for example, you know, a nutritional coach, you want to go and take some time and think about what are people likely to search on LinkedIn if they're looking for a nutritional coach. Because even though it's a business network, some people hang around on LinkedIn socially too. So it isn't just business people on there. There are a lot of business people on there, which is why it works better than Facebook, because these are people already in business, business-minded. It's okay to talk about business. You know, on Facebook, people get funny sometimes when you mention business. On there, they don't. LinkedIn, it's like accepted. But they're gonna reach out to you based on the words that you have in your profile, and then you can start that flow of conversation. I actually have a whole module on that in the Print Member system. I actually talk in detail about, you know, here's the response you should say, here's the stuff you should say. Toby's asking, after paying the $9.97, how much should one budget for Facebook ads and different tools such as funnel, autoresponder that might be needed to implement this system? Great question, Toby. So I went back and amended this a while ago. In the Print Member system, I've built multiple ways that you can install it. So there is a way where you can purchase a funnel system, the same one that I use. But then there is also, I've given you a cheaper method, which works out at around about $10 a month, and then also a free method. So you can take the Predict Member system and you can install it using using a full like singing and dancing funnel system, but you can go right down to $10 option or a free option. So I do walkthroughs, I do tutorials of, okay, here's method number 1, here's method number 2, here's method number 3. Based on your budget, pick what makes sense to you. So you don't need to budget anything additional outside of the $9.97. There's a free way to get all that set up and get that going. Also, I go through the LinkedIn method in detail so that if you need free traffic, you can capitalize on that as well. So I thought about that. I took some time. Like I do take your investment serious. Like I do understand that $9.97, you know, for a lot of people, it's like, okay, I'll do this, but man, it needs to work kind of thing. I don't like it when people get inside of a system and they're like, oh, by the way, to make this work, you need 17 other things. I don't think that's fair. Maybe that's just me, but I don't think that's fair. So in this system, the $9.97 is all you need. There is a free traffic method that works. There is also a free installation method that works. But if you did want to use Facebook ads, if you're saying, okay, Richard, $9.97, I do want to get this fast, I do want to use Facebook ads, I would budget between $3 to $5 a day to get some genuine traction with the campaign that I will give you. And the beauty of it is you will improve that before the end of the month. So with that campaign, You will also be able to see what's working, what's not. I go through this in that Facebook tutorial. I'm like, okay, so what you're looking for is this, and when you find this, this is when you can scale up. So you can confidently say, okay, I'm spending $5 a day, but I'm making 6. Now I'm making 7. Now I'm making 10. Now I'm making 20. Okay, I'm going to put $10 a day into this, and I'm going to make 40. You know, so you can scale it up as your budget and the commissions start to come in. Great question though, Toby. Great question. I forgot to address that. Let's have a look. Just purchase, looking forward to working. I'm looking forward to working with you in that as well, Helene. I'm looking forward to that. Like I said, you're going to get extra bonuses on top of that. So once you've gone through that, once you've installed it, let me know. I'll take a look at it and I'll work with you to make sure that it's, even though you could make this work without my help, I've set it up that way to be completely standalone. I'm happy to throw in a contribution there and make it work for you as well. Any other questions? See, a whole bunch of you have jumped in. This is really cool. I'm looking forward to this. I see some people raising hands. Unfortunately, when you raise hands, I can't see the question. Thank you. One last question. No problem. Let me have a look. Let me go to the bottom. Do most network marketers use this to target customers or team builders? Toby, you can be on any webinar I do. Unfortunately, I'm not doing this one again. But in the future, if I decide to do webinars for something different, I'm going to bring Toby on. Toby's our intelligent question asker for definite. That's a term. So absolutely. So there's 2 different ways you can approach this. You can go for team builders, or you can go for customers. The beauty of this is the way that I set this up, and this is a really cool part of the educational part. So I give you the templates. So you've got the pages that you need, you've got the system, you've got the nuts and the bolts of how to get the appointments, and you know, I even refer you to the free system you can use to have the automatic digital diary, all these kind of things. The technical side, you know, within 60 minutes, boom, done, it's done. Appointments can be set, followed up with, you can take the appointments, it's done. But inside of the actual course, I teach you why we do what we do. So when it comes to, okay, this is what you should put on the front page, I say, and this is why you should say these things. And you can take that teaching and you can make it work for anything. So if I told you, for example, let's say if I told you, okay, so on the first page, a great line to have as a way to attract someone into your business. Let's say you were a branding. This is a great example. Let's say you were a branding person and you wanted to help people get a great tagline. Richard, a lot of people ask me for a tagline. They're starting a business. I'm trying to teach them how to get a great tagline. I don't know how to do that. If I was to say to you, oh, this is a great tagline for your client, that only helps you one time. Okay, great. I've got a quick win. You do, that's the templates in this scenario. But then if I said to you, okay, you know how I generated that tagline? I said, here's what you can do. This is a bonus information for you. A great way to set a tagline is, I help, insert the target market, to insert overcoming their biggest challenge or creating their biggest desire, by, and then the particular individual service that you provide. So I help, insert target market, to desired result or overcome challenge, by, and then your service. I help single mothers to generate income and free time by implementing a home-based business. You can straight away, off the top of my head, that was just pulled it out of thin air. It still has structure and some appeal to that target market. So this is the way that I teach you. I give you the quick win, I give you the templates, but then I also explain in module by module by module, okay, this is why this is being said in the template. So you can then, okay, you want to go customers, you can reproduce this predictable member system. You don't just get it one time. I give you the templates, you can recreate that 50 times. I have the predictable member system working for me to generate consultancy clients, to generate customers in my network marketing team, to generate team members, to sell products, to sell membership-based products in my company. I use it over and over and over again because I understand the principles, and you will too. It's entirely up to you if you want to target customers or team builders or both. You can create 2, run them side by side, see which one works best for you, and keep the best one. You know, keep the best one running. But this is, I'm giving you this almost, I guess, like a franchise, I would say. So it's yours. When I give you the template, when I give you the information, you can go and run with that multiple times in multiple businesses, unlimited number of times. I want you to win. This isn't where there's going to be an upsell where something pops up and says, and if you want the professional license, no, I'm clear on whenever I offer something. Everything you've just seen, you get it all for $997 to use and implement where you feel it will serve you best. You don't need additional anything because I've got you taken care of with free options at every single corner. Can you take on board different systems? Yes. Are they required? No, I've made it that way. Okay, so rest assured, once you're in, you're in. You're in the Critical Members System team, and you can use it for anything you like. Love your teaching style. Thank you. I appreciate it. That's very kind of you. If you'd have told me I could have got up and done a webinar years ago, fat kid who didn't want anyone to look at him, I just don't know whether I would have laughed or cried. This, the ability to generate results led me on a path that allowed me to invest in my skills, get around some great people, and I owe a lot of everything that I've achieved to those very kind people that paid it forward to me and generously gave me their time, allowed me to invest with them, and that's why I teach in the same way. So thank you for that. I appreciate that. Do you find that your downline don't duplicate if they are not marketing this way? Yes, I do. I find that I stand behind what I said. Unless your downline are strong leaders with a huge network that looks up to them in a business scenario, how are they going to duplicate? I don't see how can someone sponsor a lot of people on a regular basis when they have no existing pool of people to go to. The very nature of having to build a network from scratch is going to take too much time and effort for most people to stomach. They get in the business, they're excited, they're expecting to be full-time in a month or whatever. Even if you set realistic expectations, this is going to take time. Be patient. People are ready to put their fist through the microwave if they put something in for 30 seconds, take it out and it's not warm. Oh, I've got to put it in for another 30 seconds, right? This is the way of the world. Think about, before I was watching some coaching the other day. I think it was Russell Brunson, actually. He said, back, I think it's 20 years ago, you had 17 minutes before most people lost interest. Nowadays, guess how long? 7 seconds, which is a second less than a goldfish. The most advanced being on the planet, the human race, has less attention span than a goldfish. So we think we're going to bring them into a business, even though we set them realistic expectations, and we tell them it's going to be tough, and we tell them they're going to have to dig some ditches. Even though they know this, 7 seconds later, they're already doubting the decision, right, when it comes to network marketing, because we give them, yes, this is a business. Yes, this is professional. Yes, this can change your life. Yes, this is this, that, and the other. You know what? Guess what? Now you're in. We do the switch pitch. Now you're in. You're going to have to do completely the opposite to what I said. Can you imagine how cross you'd be with me if I said all this to you and you joined and like lesson number one is what I really believe is you should, go to your friends and family, make a list, and that's the best shot you've got. And here's my template. My template is the number one invitation for friends and family. My number two is my presentation script for friends and family. You'd be like, what the heck? You'd be emailing, you'd be burning and you'd be right to burning the keys off your keyboard. What the heck is this? You told me you was going to teach me all sorts of stuff, and what is this rubbish? That's the way people feel in network marketing. This business. We get excited, don't we? This business is on a tipping point. I can tell you your presentation from your company, because they're all the same. Now is the time. We are positioned at a really important point whereby those that get in now, they're going to get the riches, because we're on the verge of exploding this business. No one has this product. No one has the structure. No one pays like we do. When you get in here, you're going to show the people you know, and they're going to want to join. 3 are going to join you, and then another 3 are going to join them, and 3 are going to join them. And within 6 months, you'll have 1,000 people in your team, and we'll all be at the beach. You tell me one time that's ever worked. When have you ever seen that with your own eyes? Not what the company puts out on the stage and the exaggerated claims that people like to make, Chinese whispers. When have you actually met someone that's actually worked for? I know people who this has worked for over and over and over again in different countries, in different backgrounds, you name it, race, religion, color, previous success, results, voting, demographic. The predictable member system does not care about any of those. It cares about strategy, results, and your implementation of it. So I don't, you know, I divide people. I get arguments all the time. Richard, you're doing this online thing. I'm like, yeah, buddy. You know what? I looked at your Facebook. Last 7 days, you've been in 7 cities. You know where I've been? On holiday for 3 of them, long weekend, at home, my family, where you want to be. Don't take that tone with me. And it shuts them down. And you know why I do that? Not to be trying big and clever, because the only reason they get brave and do that is when they're in the room full of other people and they want to pull the wool over their eyes. And I'm not standing for that. You're either part of the problem or you're part of the solution. And if it's me and them, different. I wouldn't respond that way. I'd say, okay, cool, you build your way, I build my way. Let's shake hands. We live in a democracy. We're all friends. But when there's an audience, like on these webinars, like when I'm out social media, like if I'm at an event, if I get someone calling me out on this, I'll fight my corner and I'll fight it viciously. Why? Because I'm not fighting for my own success. I'm already making money. I'm already helping people and sponsoring the ones that I've already got. But it's the other people in that room that would now not do the right things because that person wanted to keep them paying their auto ship. So we don't play the lowest common denominator. We fight our ground and we fight it with everything we've got. And I'm on a mission to make sure that no one's left behind, and that even though it takes work, and of course, this isn't a miracle cure, but it's predictable and it's strategic, and you'll very quickly get inside there and see a whole way of, okay, this is proper business. This makes sense. Just like hopefully I've come across this way in this webinar. I speak sense, I speak from the heart, and I poured everything into that product. Everything I've got, I gave you. I gave you everything I got, including these bonuses. I added another one tonight about the personal attention. So I give you everything I've got. I removed the risk, and I just hope that that's enough for you to make a decision. Not for the $1,000. My goodness, of course I love making money. Of course I love going and seeing a bunch of people buying a course. Of course that feels good. But what it says to me is that that's another person whose life I have the opportunity to change. That's another person about to embark on the same journey that I did and is about to have their eyes open and realize a whole bunch of stuff. That's another person who I've managed to be able to inspire to take action. And that means far, far more for me at this stage in my career. Far, far more. So anyway, I don't see any more questions coming through. I've really enjoyed our time. I really enjoyed the comments. I really enjoyed the back and forth. I've really enjoyed your questions, especially Toby. Toby, you killed it with the questions. I appreciate your kind words. I appreciate, you know, you're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. I see those coming in. If you have any other questions, you can reach me, richard@richardmatharoo.com. Also, I have a support team, support@richardmatharoo.com. Either of those places, the right messages will get to me. You have a direct line of communication with me. Remember those bonuses. There's 2 unannounced bonuses. I'll probably take you to the page, actually, if I can get out of the screen. So I want to just draw attention to that. Is it yes? I think it's yes, isn't it? Thank goodness I give you the right link. So I talk about, I've got the bonuses in there, right? The print member system, the installation guides, the Facebook ads, the live recruiting call. I just want to be clear because a couple of you may be asking. There was 2 of the bonuses. I don't need to go scrolling through. I can tell you them, right? 30 days from once you get started, 30 days, you send me a testimonial of your results, be it lead generation. You know, some of you may take longer than others. You get leads, you get sales, you get recruits. Send me a video testimonial of that. You get a $100 refund back. And bonus number 2, which wasn't even on the slide, is once you've been through the course, once you've finished it and installed it, hey, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it if you think you've missed something, if you're not sure. I'll check it all over for you. I'll go right through it. I'll even give you some pointers on how you can make it better, if possible. I mean, it's very, very specific. So you probably, you know, you will do a great job straight away. But if there's a way for me to say, actually, based on experience, you know, maybe split test and try this, or maybe just go for that, I'll give you that open, honest advice as well. So those 2 bonuses are not on that page that you can see there. I just want to give you my word that they will be honored, and you can reach out to me when you're ready for those. Okay, so thank you for your time. I really appreciate that. If you want to reach out to me, if you want to ask me another question, you know where to do that. Covered all the bases. We've had a really fantastic time. It's kind of bittersweet. I really enjoy delivering this information. I really enjoy helping people with this, but you know, it is time for me to say, you know what, so many people have been helped with this, So many people are getting results with this. I just don't want to dilute what is out there. And there's going to be a whole bunch of you now who have this information, a whole bunch of you who can show other people, a whole bunch of you who can, make this happen for your team now. So I sleep really soundly in that knowledge, and I'm glad that you can play a part in that while it's available. So I will catch you really soon over on my blog or on my podcast. Go create a day in a life that counts. Always have more desires than excuses, and I'll catch you on the inside. If you've purchased, we'll be working together closely now. And even if not, like I said, I'll see you on my podcast, on my blog, where you can find me most days of the week. Have a fantastic rest of the day, and bye for now.